You keep on reaching and you learn how to detach.
You ain't been nowhere on New Year's Eve ever. Dick Clark is feeling sorry for you. You don't have the primary relationship, a man, the first business, your first network is family. You don't have it. You have shit. You have stuff. You have bags and purses and coats and trips and dogs and plants and candles and fragrance and shoes and shit.
People don't even want to engage with black women because that attitude is very rough.
Doesn't French toast matter? Saying I deserve and I deserve and I deserve, and then getting mad when you get in that plot by yourself. Don't matter if you got your hair done, nails done, everything done. Yeah, if you still walking around acting like a stray you are.
You got minimum opportunities. I'm just saying, it's your age. All women. 27 time to sell. Over 30, 50% off. 35 clearance. 40 outlet. 50 Goodwill. Man.
Buy a dog and die alone. Single. The women in your family keep you single.
Okay? But I'm not going to allow what you think is going to be for my life to be my life.
If you allow what I don't know you, lady.
Right, is that? Well, my name is Kendra. You said my name earlier.
Lady, Kendra, ma'am, I don't know you.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm not going to allow you to start getting upset because
I'm not, Kevin. I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
Unfortunately, and here's the thing: if you're waiting till your 40s to marry and have babies, you did something wrong in your 20s and 30s.
Fellas, tell these women what that lace front across your head does. It just tells us you are lazy ass French toast. This is what's coming. There's your fertility. There's your ability to really pair bond and successfully mate with somebody long term. Black women think they can turn their femininity on or off. I believe that black women honestly think that by walking around in their masculine energy, they are actually helping themselves. But all you gotta do is look at the reality of their ring finger. See how the demon uses those certain language? Speaks many different ways, but you gotta stay focused. Everybody makes a mistake. True. I was young and dumb. Fine. But ladies, it matters. There's a cost. You can't undo it like you wish you could.
All these German shepherds.
You're just a flightless bird.
Amen. If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's go.
Some folks gonna come for me in my comments, but I'm gonna say it. I'm going to say this. I do not need a man. Hear me out. I do not need a man. And this is why. I can do all things for myself. I can provide a roof over my head. I can pay my own bills. I can take care of my family myself. Now, but I'm going to add this. When I want a man, I can get one. I can get one. No issue at all. And men should take this as a compliment when a woman wants you. And that's all I got to say. Some folks gonna come for me in my comments, but I'm gonna say it. I'm going to say this. I do not need a man. Hear me out. So there's one thing that men need to understand about what women like and what turns women on, and I like to pull out the 2 out of 3 method. I don't know if it's popular on here or anything, but my mother taught me it a long time ago. So when I was around like 8 or 9, just like any bad mouth ass dumbass kid, I would see like really big, to me, unattractive men with like beautiful women, and I would ask her, and I'd be like, "Mom, how did that big ugly guy get that beautiful woman?" She'd be like, "I'll tell you something. It's probably because he's funny or he has a lot of money." I was like, what? And as I got older, it started to make sense. And we would call it the 2 out of 3 method. So there's 3 things that women really like men to have, and usually we can't have it all. That's just the way the world works. Money, a good character, and he's funny as shit, and looks. But like I said, we can't have it all. So women like their men to have 2 out of 3 things. You got to have 2 out of 3. You either have money and looks, but your character fucking sucks. Some women can deal with that. Those are like those relationships with like the NBA player or the NBA stars and the football guys. They got looks, they got money, but usually what you see like basketball wives, they're like cheating on their wives and shit, whatever. But they don't care. Someone will put up with that shit. Not me though. So my type usually is character and looks. Cause like money, I got my own money. I don't need yours. It'd be nice though, but whatever. We're young. That's what I like. And usually for the more unattractive men, if you don't have looks, well, you better have the others, which is money and character, and usually you're really funny. But that's usually how it works out anyways. I have dealt with 2 bigger guys. It's not usually my type, but I've dealt with 2 bigger guys. You know what they had? You know exactly what the fuck they had. They had money, and they were funny as shit, and they had good character. Because usually people who grow up like that, most of the time they understand that, well, if I don't have this, I gotta have that in order to attract girls. And it works for them. These big dudes, they weren't the best looking, but their character, and they had a lot of fucking money. When I tell you they had bitches, they had bitches. So to me, the 2 out of 3 method is perfect for men. For women, I don't really fucking know because I don't date girls. But yeah, I would say for men, 2 out of 3. If you're attractive and girls don't like you, guess what? Your character probably sucks. Don't know what else to tell you because there's no reason.
So, I like to just start the show like that. See, I like for my sisters to have swag, to have confidence, and to have a mystery and a suspense about them because that's the way they want it. It's called the gray area, right? And the best part about the gray area is it's like a cloud. It's like a cloud over men. Hold on, Kevin has said it before. It's like a cloud that these women put over men. It's ridiculous.
A spirit of stragology hovers like a cloud.
It's like a cloud where they put you guys in a scenario where they have swag, stragology. You know? So I always like to show how confident the women are at first. I like to show how they tell you how they don't need a man, how they hate you, how they disrespect you, how the last thing they could do is be loving towards you. And you sit there and say, damn, that's messed up. You got all that good, wholesome, pure, clean box. And you are a woman, you are angelic, you are purity. So me missing out on you is very, very, it's hard, it's heartbreaking for brothers because they missing out on these women. So for a long time, what's been happening is they have been turning men off with the way that they have been acting. Disregard for everything around them. And it's all the women. And men have just been sort of like tuning out and doing different things. And the women sit there and say, okay, well, anything works for me because I could please myself and I can do stuff by myself and I could get you for your money because I got this box and I got this and I got that. And that's all under the pretense that men will stay unaware of box. Any stories of a woman's box or mental state because of her box is always to be hidden, but then revealed at the most inopportune time, which is after they got the man. You know, that's when they reveal it. And I'll have you know, like we was reviewing the video yesterday, yo, the sisters, she realized her box was such a bloody mess, no pun intended, that she said, look, I'm not going to be able to keep a man like this and monitor his eggplant knowing that I got bad box, so I can't be mad if he cheat. So I'm going to just go to the sperm bank. And we're going to get into some of that today. You know, the sperm bank stuff. The reason why we say women have been destructive with box is because they are just going to the sperm bank nowadays, guys, just to make a baby. No child support. None of that shit is in the air. It's only when you're there is when they want child support. They're going to the sperm bank making a baby on their own. Now, is that baby black? Who the fuck knows what that baby is? It's whatever they could afford. And we call that destruction and being destructive with box and fucking up the community in another way that brothers are not aware of. But before we do all of that, we have Bernie. Bernie took the Pussycat Facts report out to the public, Kendra G to be specific, and some guys caught the video. They chopped the video down and made a separate slot with Bernie, and his views are running up. And we're going to take a look at that and what brothers in the comment section said, because it will illustrate when I told brothers one of the benefits of the Pussycat Facts report would be that brothers would gain camaraderie and not be against each other so much, because we have one common goal, one common enemy, somebody who is being destructive with the box that we love. So we got that going on. And we also, we have, you know, like I tell you guys all the time, I want to draw a comparison for you guys. I want to show y'all this one girl who got the man with the bad box and the other girl who knows she had bad box, but she don't look as good as the other girl and probably not as nice as the other girl. And like you say, she's going to decide, I'm going to just go to the sperm bank. Okay? And it's not because of anything wrong. She believes she can have a baby, but the fact that her box won't stop having a cycle, that she will never be able to make love to a man the right way, in return have the authority to monitor his eggplant and ask what he's doing and stuff like that. I mean, real sad cases of what's going on in your communities, okay, and abroad. So let's start this up. You know, like I always say, you guys coming over here, checking this stuff out, I appreciate it. Let's just get the rest. I did want to do that. All right, let's start here. Let's start with the good-looking girl. Let's start with the good-looking girl, player.
Not know what a fibroid is. Well, fibroids are non-cancerous tissue that sticks to your uterus. A lot of doctors don't know what's the cause of this, but it is 3 times more likely to happen with African American women, which is why I want to bring more awareness about it, because, like I said, I didn't even know what fibroids were before I was diagnosed.
Now, what do I teach you guys? Class is in session right now. Good looking, not so good looking, whatever. She just told you. She didn't know it ran in black people like that.
Positive. I want to bring more awareness about it, because, like I said, I didn't even know what fibroids were before I was diagnosed. They come in all shapes and sizes. Mine personally is the size of a grapefruit, but before I get to that, I'm going to tell you guys my symptoms and just my whole story. So my husband and I got married in June of 20.
This is a great story. I didn't listen to it. The reason why I'm doing it because she said my husband and I. Once she said my husband and I, then you already know, guys, we have a mean woman. So she didn't know what they were, blah, 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 blah. But nevertheless, she found out after she got a husband. What do I teach you guys? Common practice. They always find out after they got a husband, right?
All of that from my MRI because y'all, it is absolutely crazy. But before I get to that, I'm going to tell you guys my symptoms and just my whole story. So my husband and I got married in June of 2021, and we wanted to start trying to have kids in January of 2022.
My husband and I got married in June of 2021. And as any man would that got a good looking woman like this is like, boo, you know, I got you. I put the ring on it. We got clearly they got a house that goes upstairs, right? I got everything you need. I want to start having children and let's make this family. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. All y'all niggas, y'all know y'all would love to wife this.
Guys, my symptoms and just my whole story. So my husband and I got married in June of 2021, and we wanted to start trying to have kids in January of 2022. So I have been on birth control for 13 plus years.
What do I teach you guys? The Pussycat Facts Report is solid gold. Okay? Let's take the story back. See, this is until you guys can get this. Remember, I'm gonna just call it. I get one donation from you guys, but just donate. But for the most part, let's take this story back. She just said she was on birth control for, listen.
Have kids in January of 2022. So I have been on birth control for 13 plus years.
13 plus years. Now, are we gonna all be safe by saying she was on birth control before she met her husband? Long time. Long time. So now let's bring it back.
Crazy. But before I get to that, I'm going to tell you guys my symptoms and just my whole story. So my husband and I got married in June of 2021. And
so 13 years before June of 2021. Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. But at least 13. Okay? Could have been more. But at least 13 years she was on birth control. All the way up to meeting her man. Prince, why was she on birth control? Was she just running around fucking all day? Maybe. And maybe not. Question is, why was she on the shit? So that she wouldn't have babies. Right? And she could just, do whatever she got to do. Time passes. 13 years go by. She finally is able to throw that pussy on a man with money. Now let's listen.
So my husband and I got married in June of 2021, and we wanted to start trying to have kids in January of 2022. So I have been on birth control for 13 plus years, for several years, okay? And this was my first time getting off, so I knew a lot of changes happened in
Morgan Freeman, what's good, killer? I love when you come through every now and then, Morgan. It's all love, King. It's only a matter of time before our message becomes mainstream, fellas. And I need that encouragement because, I steadily want to give up. You know what I'm saying? But it's whatever, man. It's just, I know when brothers wake up, you're not hearing no shit like this when you wake up. But let's go.
Okay, and this was my first time getting off, so I knew a lot of changes happened in the body because you're off, the birth control. Well, as months went by, still not getting pregnant, I realized that my periods were super, super heavy, like more than.
So after I married the guy, right? I gets off the birth control and I know that my body's going to go through changes because I never let my body develop naturally. So I know that my body's going to go through changes. What type of changes, Prince? Well, when you go on birth control, it mimics pregnancy. So she's been living with a fake pregnancy from a teenager all the way growing up till she met her husband. And when you mimic pregnancy, you don't get a period. So she knew that she was going to make some changes when she got off birth control after she got the husband.
Pregnant, I realized that my periods were super, super heavy, like more than usual heavy, you know. And I didn't think nothing of it because I just thought, oh well, you know, I was on birth control for so long, they kind of controlled my periods. So maybe now that I'm off, maybe that's just how my periods are, you know. So
After all of those years of never having a period, she was like, oh, I'm one of the bad pussy bitches. My period is super heavy. She was finally able to discover this because her body was natural again. But remember, guys, this is after she's married. There's somebody on the other side of this box. Pay attention.
Than usual heavy, you know. And I didn't think nothing of it because I just thought, oh well, you know, I was on birth control for so long, they kind of controlled my periods. So maybe now that I'm off, maybe that's just how my periods are, you know. So I kind of didn't look at that as a sign at that time, but my periods crazy heavy, right? Then I would get like these cramps in between my periods where it would feel like I'm cramping, but I'm not on my period. So that was my second sign. My third sign is my back pain. I had back pain like to the point where when I'm in the shower, I couldn't even bend over to scrub my feet because my back would be hurting. Like, and that happened a lot. So add all of those up on top of not getting pregnant. Mainly, the main sign for me was the not getting pregnant. So
now, at this point, my people, does that man have a great deal because she looks good? Or does he have a raw deal because he wants to make a baby and he really cares about her? What deal did he want? He just wanted a regular deal. Now all of this stuff happens after I marry you? And most importantly, because I'm trying to get some pussy. Why is the thing that I want to, bitch, look, lose an eye. Lose an eye. Don't let something go bad with this pussy. Lose your hair. Don't let something go bad with this pussy, please.
You know, when you're on birth control, everyone always tells you like, oh, when you get off that birth control, you're going to get pregnant quick. Or they tell you when you get off the birth control, it's going to take your body a while to adjust and it's going to take a little while to get pregnant.
So she knew the complications of what happened while she was taking birth control. And what did she do, Zem Zem? Zem Zem, what did she do? She took it for 13 years. And Zem Zem, you guys tried to laugh at me when I put on the Pussycat Facts report. How long have you been on, birth control? And I got 10 to 25 years. Everybody laughed at me. They was like, ain't nobody on no damn birth control for 10 to 25 years. Zem Zem, I tried to tell you.
You know, when you're on birth control, everyone always tells you like, oh, when you get off that birth control, you're going to get pregnant quick. Or they tell you when you get off the birth control, it's going to take your body a while to adjust and it's going to take a little while to get pregnant. Well, naturally, you hear both sides, but honestly, I'm thinking, shoot, I would be pregnant by February or at least March. Like, I'm planning a baby shower already in my head because, of course, I'm going to be pregnant.
There you have it. Of course, I got the husband and I could fulfill his dreams. He paying for everything. I could do that for him. Least he asking for is just to have a healthy baby. First, it starts with getting pregnant, carrying the baby to term. Getting pregnant is just one thing. Bitch, can your box carry to term?
February or at least March. Like, I'm planning a baby shower already in my head because, of course, I'm going to be pregnant. So as March goes by, April, May, June, it's like, what's going on here? Why aren't we pregnant? So I went to my OBGYN. Mind you, I'm super healthy. Like, I never need to go to the doctor other than my yearly checkup.
What I tell y'all, ain't nothing wrong with these women. They are healthy. What happened was they put birth control in their bodies from a teenager because they didn't like cramps and periods. And they always throw that up in the transgender's face. You don't get no period, bitch. You don't want no period. So they took the birth control, right? Then what happened? They didn't realize what the wall is. They still think the wall is something that they could put a wig and eyelashes on and still bag men. Then they realize the wall is that pussy. Then the sinister destruction comes. Oh, I got to do what I got to do out here. Boy, oh boy.
What is it? Healthy as an ox, healthy as a cow, whatever the scenario is, I'm healthy, okay? So I went to my OBGYN, which I've been going to her for years, since I moved to LA, which has been like 6 years. And I'm telling her, like, you know, we're not getting
That husband got her living in a LA house. That nigga getting money.
pregnant yet. I'm having like these cramps. My period's super heavy. Like, is that normal? So she recommends me doing an ultrasound. So at that point, I'm like, well, what's fibroids? I have fibroids. She's like, it's pretty big. So
I don't do the diagrams because I don't want to gross you guys out. Let's go.
At that point, I'm like, well, what's fibroids? And she tells me, and she's like, I recommend you getting a myomectomy. Well, anytime I hear anything about surgery, I'm already opposed to it because I'm just like, nah, I'm cool. I don't need to do surgery. Like, it can't be that bad. I'll figure it out. So she recommends that to me. I go home. I do tons and tons of research. I start to read how, you know, fibroid causes infertility. It causes heavy period, back pain, just all these different things. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is everything I have. So my doctor, my OBGYN, she refers me to get an MRI done. So we can
Where we at now? You guys always listen. We care about the black woman, black brothers and sisters. So we always get sad. I don't want you to. I want you to understand that there's a man on the other side of that. Now that he's married, she's going to MRIs, ultrasounds and scans, and homie, he didn't sign up for that. You look good, boo.
everything I have. So my doctor, my OBGYN, she refers me to get an MRI done. So we can really see like the size of it, how many, because you can have multiple fibroids on your uterus. So I get the MRI. I'm going to show y'all the picture.
I'm not going to let y'all see the picture, B.
Bigger than that, I don't.
Because like I keep telling y'all, B, I never want to gross you guys out. I want you to love vagina. I'm a professional. So that stuff can get alien-like. You understand me?
Want it, get it out, okay? So I was very, fibroid grows any bigger than that, I don't want it, get it out, okay? So I was very,
hold on.
Bigger than that, I don't want it. Fibroids grow. So if a fibroid grows any bigger than that, I don't want it, get it out, okay? So I was very adamant at that point on the surgery. I ultimately decided to get the myomectomy, basically, just off of personal reasons. You know, like I said, everybody's different. Some people are against surgery. I was definitely against surgery because I had my tonsils taken out and had a very bad experience with that. But, you know, after a lot of praying, a lot of research, a lot of just talking to people who have had this surgery, I ultimately decided to do the myomectomy.
Stop the show. She thinks she talking to anybody else but us, y'all. Well, I had it for my own personal reasons. Ma'am, you're talking to the prince and the rest of us over here. No, that's not why. Ma'am, that is a good man. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. That's a good man, hard earning, caring, and would be a great father. And you won't let him go. Always remember that, guys. She got her own reasons, thinking that we don't know. I'm the one that knows, and we know. Unbelievable, the sinister behavior. I thought the fibroids were linked to food. Yes, it is. But it looks like the government is causing it. Yes, it is. It's a whole platter, King.
Very bad experience with that. But, you know, after a lot of
and remember, guys, please, I love questions.
Praying, a lot of research, a lot of just talking to people who have had this surgery, I ultimately decided.
Yeah, I was saying to myself today, son, I was like, yo, the women ain't never coming over here. Y'all might as well forget it. I would have to go get me a woman from, you know, somebody from the street or in public and get their ass money. It would be, they're not coming over here to combat us or to help other women do better. Just forget about it.
To do the myomectomy. Once again, it's not for everyone. That's just my personal take on it. Now, had I caught this sooner, had I known what fibroids were years ago, I might have caught it when it was smaller and I could have did something about it where I wouldn't have to get surgery. But I'm personally doing the surgery because fibroids do grow. So if it's already the size of basically a grapefruit right now, I don't want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then a real issue comes about. So that's why I'm taking action on it right now. A lot of women, you can have fibroids and it not bother you at all, and you don't do anything about it. But personally, from my journey, since we're planning on having kids, I definitely want to get rid of it right now. After the surgery, there is a 6-week downtime, and you have to wait 3 to 6 months to conceive. So we won't even start trying again until later on next year.
Pay attention, guys. So he marries the woman in June 2021. They want to conceive by the first of the year. She goes through this, that, a third, then a surgery. That takes 6 weeks post-op plus 3 to 6 months to conceive. It's going almost to 2023 after he married this bitch. He ain't getting no pussy. I know, like I said, but let's keep it simple. That's why he married her, so he can make babies. That means getting pussy. Stay with me.
You have to wait 3 to 6 months to conceive. So we won't even start trying again until later on next year, which is totally fine. We're not in a rush. We're just honestly
Totally fine. Do you think that man feels the same way? Hell no.
Trying again until later on next year, which is totally fine. We're not in a rush. We're just honestly, I got off birth control because it was like one of those things where you're like, okay, we're married. If it happens, it happens. But we're not stressing about it. God's timing is perfect.
What did I teach you? What the my brothers? That's why I get mad about the donations. Because I tell you that real work. What did I tell you when they birth your autistic child? God's plan. What did I tell you? When they birth your autistic child, is God's plan. But we're sitting here, she's telling us she destroyed her pussy before she met him. Now it's God's plan. So he's held hostage. I want to ask that woman why you can't let that man go. Selfish bitch.
Which is totally fine. We're not in a rush. We're just honestly, I got off birth control because it was like one of those things where you're like, okay, we're married. If it happens, it happens. But we're not stressing about it. God's timing is perfect. We're big on faith. So whenever it happens, we know it's going to be the perfect time.
Is that a man who knows nothing about the Pussycat Facts report? Yes, it is. She can throw God's timing on him. That's what happens when you don't know the Pussycat Facts report. Sorry, but you need to know. Getting your bag and everything is one step. Is it one step to what without the Pussycat Facts report? Do you think that man is happy every day he wakes up like us guys that got good, healthy pussy? No.
But after myomectomy, you do need time to heal. So we can't start trying again until they recommend 3 to 6 months. Also, there are some downsides to having a myomectomy because you have to get C-sections whenever you do get pregnant because there is a chance that your uterus could rupture during delivery. So
there you have it. The nail in the coffin. Your uterus could rupture through delivery, so you most certainly got to have a C-section. And like I say, destructive. Now, if she has to go through all of that, okay, should he be able to go with a woman and make all the babies that he wants and don't have to worry about health and all of that other stuff? Well, he's married to her, Prince. Hello, he's trapped.
they recommend a C-section.
It takes a real woman to let that man go.
The reason why I decided to do the myomectomy surgery is because of how heavy my periods are. I found out that I was anemic, which that's not good long term. I was losing so much blood from my periods that
What have you learned, Zim Zim? Zim Zim, you know this. Zim Zim, you know this information already. Zim Zim, I'm teaching you so well. You are so smart. You know this information. You know that these people are anemic. You know why. You just know it all. But remember, You care about your brother. So you like, damn, she got a husband. This is wild. All this happened after she got married. See, y'all are great men and women. You care about this woman. So do I. But I also see the sinister behavior on the back end. That man has been fleeced.
Do the myomectomy surgeries because of how heavy my periods are, I found out that I was anemic, which that's not good long term. I was losing so much blood from my periods that I now anemic. So that's another factor that you got to consider with the heavy periods. Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, okay, yeah, your period can't be that heavy. No, I'm anemic. Okay, this is crazy. The surgery is tomorrow, December 28th, 2022. I'm not nervous. I'm more so excited than anything, so we can, start that journey. I'm super excited to see what happens after all of this. But like I said, my main goal in making this video was basically just to bring more awareness about this because I had no idea what fibroids were. And after telling my story and when we posted it on my husband and I channel, Love and Slim, it's
Look at that good man. Look at that good man. He does not deserve this, but he chose this after learning about the Pussycat Facts report, but only after he got married. Unfortunately, man. Sorry, guys. It's a good man.
crazy to hear everybody's story. I had so many messages from women that said they've been through this and are going through this and their testimony. And honestly, that's the only thing I want to do. That's the only thing I want to bring from this is my testimony and showing you guys our journey. Although the doctors say there's no cause of it, they don't know what it's caused. I personally, if you want to ask my opinion, I have no medical credentials. I personally think it was because I was on birth control for so long.
Hello. She's admitting that she fucked the box up. Destructive with box. I've been telling you guys, man, this is class. She just said it, not me. Come on, man. Come on, man. The thing that we love, the thing that they hold above our head that we want to do right by them for. They fucked it up. But nobody knows.
If you want to ask my opinion, I have no medical credentials. I personally think it was because I was on birth control for so long. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that. That is just my personal opinion.
That's cool, boo. We got it in the Pussycat Facts report. We know. We know. Question is, do you think your pussy's going to get any better as you age?
I think because I was on birth control for so long, that definitely played a role in me having fibroids. Like I said, I'm super healthy. I mean, I eat junk food here and there, shot big a little bit, but I'm fairly healthy. So I really think that birth control played a part in it for me. I just want to bring more awareness to my fibroid journey, and hopefully this will help another woman get checked early, see if she has fibroids. And there's a lot of natural ways you can get rid of fibroids. There's a 30% chance that fibroids can grow back even after you have the surgery. So there's natural ways you can get rid of fibroids. There's natural ways to have them not come back. So like I said, I just want to bring more awareness. I just want to let you guys know, ladies, get checked, get your wellness checked. Just ask your doctor for ultrasounds to make sure everything's good, your MRIs, all of that. So hopefully this video was very informative. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Also, I love hearing you guys' stories.
Now, that was a good story for you guys. Okay? I'm just trying to bring awareness just like her. Because there's another side to this. They're using that pussy like it's something. And happy that my men are not informed. She's telling you. I hear a bunch of your stories. A bunch of people I know go through this. So it's a bunch of fucked up shit. And this is only one scenario. But I do have a question for y'all before we get into this Bernie stuff with Kendra. I do have a question. Now, you see how bad that woman was by fleecing that man? Which one do you think is worse? Do you think she is worse by fleecing a man? Or you think this woman is worse by going to the sperm bank? So, this is how we'll play it.
Okay. And so he put the marina in me and he explained to me that I would have like spotting throughout the month for a couple of months. I thought he said 3 months. So I was thinking that I would have a period and then I would spot. and then it would be fine. No, I literally was on my period from when I put the Mirena in early December until when they took it out April.
I was on my period from early December to when they took it out in April. I was on my period every day. Just, that's not the important part. Understand, we're going to go to the man's side. Watch this.
So I had my regular period that was like, you know, super heavy and annoying. And then when I would get to day like 7, 8, 9, it would be like I would have to change a regular tampon every 4 hours, which is still too much. I just was on my period. And during that time, I was actually dating somebody. And
during that time, I was actually dating somebody.
So that was annoying. I actually had the opportunity to like have sex, and it's just like fucking period. Now
I had the opportunity to make love, and it was nothing but period down there. Okay? So that man left her, right? She wasn't able to do what the light-skinned girl was able to do, which is secure a husband to go through this journey. She wasn't able to fleece anybody. Okay? That man left her. Now watch this.
For a partner, I cannot have cause issue with having children, right? Or 3 hours later or whatever. It was amazing. And my period was supposed to get better, but it didn't. And again,
my period was supposed to get better after another procedure, but it didn't. So my question to you guys is this: is the woman who got the husband and is fleecing the man, is she selfish, or is this woman selfish? Listen to what she's about to do.
and I didn't like go back to the doctor and say anything. I was just like, I guess this is my life, but I guess I'm just gonna have heavy periods until menopause because I've already had the surgery. I don't know what else there could possibly be. Like, I knew she didn't get all the fibroids, but she was telling me that she just removed the fibroids that could possibly cause issue with having children, right? So she wasn't going to go in and take them all out, just the ones that were probably the biggest that were causing the heavy bleeding and would cause issues with children later. She did tell me that the fibroids would grow back, but as I'm getting older, they're not going to grow back as fast. And even then, like, depending on when I choose to have kids, it's not something that I needed to worry about right then and there.
So she's 36 years old and still believes she has the choice to have kids. Watch this.
So I was like, okay, there's still time for me to find a partner. There's still time for me to do whatever, you know, who knows what this.
36 years old. She bled down on the last dude. He left her. Now she believes it's still time for her to find a partner, but it's one problem. Her box bleeds all the time. See that? Watch this.
This year could bring. 2020 is going to be an amazing year. You know, it's better than 2019. It's such a lovely number, clear vision. And then 2020 hit. You know, we all know what the hell happened then. So my periods remained the same. They remained crazy. And I then had an epiphany that I can't wait for a partner. I cannot keep putting my life on hold, not hold, but keep putting this having children on hold because I'm waiting for someone to help me, because I know I need help, right? I know that it would be beneficial for me to have help. I know how hard it is to raise children, and to have somebody whose job it is to also help me rear and raise these kids would not only be best for them, but it would be best for me. I need time. I'm an introvert to a certain extent. I need like an hour or two a day of nobody talking to me so that I could like rejuvenate. And when you have children, you really can't have that, you know? So I was really thinking about my mental health and everything when it comes to that. But then I thought about the fact, like, what if I reach 42 and I don't meet somebody? If there's too many.
What if I reach 42 and I don't change my character and be good enough for a man? I know my pussy ain't good enough, but me as a person, I don't see myself catering to no man.
Reach 42 and I don't meet somebody. If there's too many factors that can stop me from doing what I want. And so what am I waiting for? So I made the decision that I was just going to be a single mom, and I was going to go to the sperm bank and get some sperm.
So I made the decision that I'm going to be a single mom and contribute to the Black community that way. And I'm going to go to the sperm bank.
It takes a real stupid bitch to want to be a single mom, okay?
Too many factors that can stop me from doing what I want. And so what am I waiting for? So I made the decision that I was just going to be a single mom, and I was going to go to the sperm bank and get some sperm. I started saving up money July 2020 to start going to the fertility doctor to see what was up so that I could do my IUI or get artificially inseminated, is basically.
You hear that, Black man? When I say women have been destructive with box, that's what I'm talking about. But I also ask you a question like, Do you think she's selfish or the other one who's fleecing the man is selfish? Where he can't get all the pussy that he want. He can't have all the children that he want. This woman knows her pussy is bad and she don't want to bother a man. She'll be independent and rather fuck up the black community with her old ass pussy and just get a baby from who the fuck knows where. Zim. Talk to him, Zim.
To see what was up, so that I made the factors that can stop me from doing what I want. And so what am I waiting for? So I made the decision that I was just going to be a single mom and I was going to go to the sperm bank and get some sperm. I started saving up money July 2020 to start going to the fertility doctor to see what was up so that I could do my IUI or get artificially inseminated is basically what I thought I was going to do. So I started looking up sperm banks, sperm donors, how to get it injected and all that stuff. And then I went to the reproductive endocrinologist. I'm gonna break this video up into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1. If you're interested in the conclusion of my fibroid story, part 2 of my fibroid story will be up in the next couple of days. I want to.
Dang. See that? You know? Now, what have I taught you? I taught you that they will have babies under any condition. That's called destruction. That is not what you call healthy breeding. They will have kids under any condition. That shit is heartbreaking how they fucked the black pussy up. Black pussy used to be the best thing smoking. It's almost like they was better off not knowing about whatever hell technology, because that shit is crazy. Hold on, what's this? I almost want to see the bitch second part, but we'll get to that later. We got time. What I wanted to show y'all was, so you heard her say she's going to go to the sperm bank and all that stuff, right? So I want to show y'all something, man. I want to show y'all how black women in particular have fucked up your community in more ways that you could ever imagine. More ways than your mind could imagine. So, where do I want to start? Oh, watch this. Now, this video has music on it, so we're just going to read it and we're going to watch, and I'm going to show you guys something. What have black women done with this pussy? So, you heard the girl say, plane. Plane, what's good, man? I think you need to get up here for this. I really do. But let me start this off real quick. But I think we've covered this before, but the way I brought it to was I was talking about how the last girl said that she was going to go to the sperm bank. Now, these are the women, these are the black women that went to the sperm bank, right? Okay. So what happens at the sperm bank is this. Your money can afford your race, your gender, well, gender is kind of optional, but your race, intelligence, eye color, all this wild alien shit, right? So this woman says on here, she says, I did 3 rounds of IVF. I spent $50,000. I had my embryos genetically tested so that I could have a girl. And I ended up with twin boys that got like breathing tubes on them and all of this other stuff. And when I tell you they'll just have any kind of baby, it don't matter. So she has music on that she's sad, and she got the baby got tubes and all this stuff. Yo, they are killing us, man. We don't even know if this baby is black, white. We don't know anything, man. but they're going to say this is a black child because you let the woman, you know, have control. You understand? She's upset that she didn't get she didn't get a girl. She got twin boys, and she spent $50,000. $50,000. And we don't know if that baby gonna be able to walk or nothing. It's so fucked up what they did to this pussy, man. So fucked up. I just had to hit y'all with that first so y'all can understand the level. Then I'm gonna hit you with this.
I did not expect that video I posted to go viral. Thank you. Appreciate the likes and the love. This is Xylo. Say hi, Bubby. Sorry, he's a mean mugger like me, but I just wanted to address a few questions on the video. A lot of people have asked, you know, how we did the process. Did I use her eggs, which is reciprocal IVF, and some other things that I can't remember at the moment. But a little backstory. Adina and I met back in 2014. So we've been together for...
Okay. Y'all get it? Y'all get it so far? She's in a homosexual relationship. The other girl's eggs might have been healthy or whatever, then her, some alien stuff. Man, guys. So, like I say, they're trying everything to not have you men around, and they'll raise any type of child under any type of conditions. And then also able to use pussy on you because you don't know shit.
About 10 years. Married for 11 years, married for 9. We met working at a sleepaway camp in upstate New York. She's actually from England. She was born in Birmingham. She lived in Wales. She came over to work at camp in summer 2014, and since then, the rest has been history. Funny story, Adina didn't even like me. She didn't even like me, and me being the persistent person that I am, I told her one day at camp I was going to marry her. And lo and behold, that's exactly what I did. I really had to fight for her. And, you know, eventually we ended up together, clearly. But, yeah, that's the love of my life. So, again, we've been together for roughly 11 years. So IVF. So we're in Maryland. We used Johns Hopkins fertility to get this little buddy right here. The process was a bit tedious. So we started the process in the end of 2023. Reached out to the doctors, figure out what the process was going to be, dealt with insurance. I believe February 2024 was when we actually physically started the process, went in, did my consultations. Went in, did my consultations. With my insurance, we had to do 3 rounds of IUI before they would even consider paying for IVF. So we did 3 rounds of IUI. IUI is the process, which is basically equivalent to a man and a woman just having sex naturally and timing your ovulation. So we did 3 rounds of that. Obviously, those didn't work. We were disappointed because that was a cheaper route, but that was neither here nor there because my insurance luckily covers fertility 100%. So the 3 rounds didn't work. I believe.
So we're learning something today, guys. Zim, we're learning something, Zim. So a lot of jobs, health insurance in America is sponsoring and covering IVF. Now, that's a twofold scenario because they want people to have more children. But look at what they're doing. Shit is wild.
We had to wait. I think the last IUI cycle was in July of 2023. And because my doctor was so booked up, we didn't get an appointment with her until October. Had to wait for insurance to pick it up and get that situated. And because by the time insurance was situated in December, it was close to Christmas, they weren't open. So we started January, February of 2024. So we started the process. The process is, again, it's tedious. It involves taking a bunch of medications. We would have to go in weekly, basically. When you start your period, you have to let them know. Once you start your period, you go in for monitoring. Monitoring is basically where they check your uterus, your uterine lining. They check the follicles. The follicles is basically the eggs that grow on your ovaries, or in your ovaries, excuse me. And basically every cycle you start, is it Clomid? I think it's Clomid. Don't quote me on that. I'll get back to you. But you start the medication. The medication helps your follicles grow. And then you come in, I want to say maybe a week later, or like 5 to 7 days later, to see how your follicles are maturing. And by the end of the cycle, if you have enough eggs, you'll do an egg retrieval. Egg retrieval, that's another process in which, like, a lot of women are like extremely bloated. If you have overactive ovaries, you'll produce anywhere from 25 to 50. So I know women that have produced even more eggs. So that's another thing. You go in for egg retrieval. Egg retrieval, they put you under light sedation. They retrieve as many eggs as they can. They pick the mature ones. The mature ones, they look at and fertilize under a microscope. I'm sorry. They look at and fertilize under a microscope. And I want to say in 5 to 7 days, they call you and tell you how many eggs made it to the blastocyst stage. Once you have a specific amount of eggs, it only takes one, as they say in the IVF world. Once you have a specific amount of eggs, they let you know, well, most places let you know the grade of the eggs. But I just want to let you know, disregard the grade. The grade sometimes really doesn't matter unless you send it off for genetic testing and they tell you, hey, these eggs aren't viable, then you might have to go through the process all over again. But I'm pretty sure Bubby was a AA or AB, might have even been a BB. The grading is ridiculous. So again, don't really mind it. So yeah, you do your egg retrieval, and then depending on whether or not you want to inseminate right away, or I said inseminate, that's not the right word. Depending whether or not you want to do it right away, let's just say that, they might freeze your eggs until you're ready to actually do the process. So we had our egg retrieval in February. A month later, we did our first IVF cycle. That one did not take, unfortunately. And I was already at the point, since we had already done 3 IUI cycles, I said to Adina, I said, babe, honestly, if this next IVF cycle doesn't work, we're just going to be somebody's rich aunties and just going to travel the world and, you know, do whatever. The moment we planned out our life and went on to the next cycle, we got pregnant. God really works in mysterious ways. But hopefully I was thorough enough for the ones that had questions. So also to add, we use my eggs. I'm not sure if I said that already. A lot of people are asking, you know, how is it that Xylo looks like Adina? And I guess we just picked the perfect donor. Mm-hmm.
There you have it. Dang. It's fucked up. Hold on 1 second. After this, we're going to get to the Bernie. We're going to have some fun. I just want to show y'all something real quick. Shit is wild behavior. They done fucked this pussy up. I'm going to show y'all this shit.
'22. Just a week later, I lost that pregnancy. I thought it was a miscarriage, but I first found out I was pregnant on February 22nd of 2022.
I first found out I was pregnant on February 2nd, 2000 or something, 22.
Just a week later, I lost that pregnancy. I thought it was
just a week later, I lost the pregnancy with the man.
Miscarriage, but ended up being an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside of your uterus. After trying time and time again to
ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside of your uterus. Now, that kind of lines up with what we saw with the light-skinned black girl. Her uterus was lined in a funny way, or whatever the case is. Anyway.
Get pregnant, we decided to go to a fertility clinic for my unexplained infertility. I found out that my husband and I decided to go to a fertility clinic for my unexplained infertility. Huh? Unexplained. These bitches will lie to good men. Fucked up behavior. That happens outside of your uterus. After trying time and time again to get pregnant, we decided to go to a fertility clinic for my unexplained infertility. I found out that
my unexplained infertility. Does anybody believe that she didn't know? After all the women I've showed you. But this woman is such of a liar that she'll lie to the internet. Yeah, that's fucked up. Ma'am, your box ain't no good. Let that man go. Fuck you mean? Unexplained. No, you're not good enough for him. Zim, you know what it is, Zim. You learned enough.
It ended up being an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside of your uterus. After trying time and time again to get pregnant, we decided to go to a fertility clinic for my unexplained infertility. I found out that one of my fallopian tubes was blocked from my previous ectopic pregnancy, and in my other
I found out one of my fallopian tubes was blocked from the other pregnancy.
Unexplained infertility. I found out that one of my fallopian tubes was blocked from my previous ectopic pregnancy, and in my other fallopian tube, I had hydrosulfings, which is a toxic fluid. Therefore, I had to get my tube removed. Since both of
my other fallopian tube had some liquid in it, so I had to get it removed because my infertility was unexplained. No. This after I got married. I didn't know till after I got married. No. There's no way I knew. Only after I got married. Nah, he had a miscarriage. Nah, he's strong. He's a man. He ain't got no feelings. He don't think he made a bad choice.
Ectopic pregnancy, and in my other fallopian tube, I had hydrosulfings, which is a toxic fluid. Therefore, I had to get my Whoa!
I didn't hear it. So cellophane flame, sorry about that, which is a toxic fluid. I did hear that part. So she had a toxic fluid in her fallopian tube, which said, now she's married. Always remember, guys, she's married. And there's a toxic fluid in her other fallopian tube. Sorry about that, guy. My fault. Let me tone it down. Sorry about that. She has a toxic fluid in her fallopian tube. And she's married. And he's the one that has to be here. But she a good woman. Fleece the fuck out of that nigga. Fleece that nigga, B. Hey, the other girl that went to the sperm bank because she know her box was bad, that's why I asked y'all, that's why playing, you got to come up.
Since both of my fallopian tubes are not functional, we decided to go the
Plain the only one that want to answer a damn question. You niggas don't answer no questions, don't ask no questions. All right, sorry for interrupting. Let's go.
Had hydrosulfings, which is a toxic fluid.
No, let's bring it back.
I thought it was a miscarriage, but ended up being an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside of your uterus. After trying time and time again to get pregnant, we decided to go to a fertility clinic for my unexplained infertility. I found out that one of my fallopian tubes was blocked from my previous ectopic pregnancy, and in my other fallopian tube, I had hydrosulfings, which is a toxic fluid. Therefore, I had to get my tube removed. Since both of my fallopian tubes are not functional, we decided to go the IVF. My doctor advised that I had to get my tube removed before undergoing embryo transfer. The first step was egg retrieval, which is where we retrieve our embryo, then tubal surgery, and then embryo transfer. Throughout this process, I received weekly acupuncture, which helped manage my stress and improve my overall blood flow. We were happy to.
Did that man get a good deal? Did that man get a good deal? I'm sick of men not getting the praise. See, because I don't mind niggas getting the raw deal after they are informed. Clearly, we all know the information comes late, but still, it's still his choice, his option. Well, he got married, shit. We saw the other dude, he was married to the Indian bitch. He's like, I don't give a fuck. What you want? Take it and go. Get that pussy out of here. I deserve a family. I deserve to fuck a pussy that I pay for, and we want to make a family. I shouldn't have to learn this information late. Sickening, bro.
Hear that the egg retrieval was successful, and my next step was getting my fallopian tube removed. After the surgery, I'm now prepping for my embryo transfer. This whole process involves so many medications and injections. Alex was so supportive.
Alex. She fleeced Alex, huh? Hey, Plane, did she fleece Alex?
Tube removed. After the surgery, I'm now prepping for my embryo transfer. This whole process involves so many medications and injections. Alex was so supportive, a great injector because I can't stand needles, and he would even sing to me to distract me. Fast forward, I'm now prepping for my embryo transfer and taking antibiotics, and here we are on the day.
Uh-oh, look at Alex dumbass. Look at Alex dumb ass. That's what you call a bittersweet face while she's smiling. Why is she smiling, Prince? Why is she smiling, Prince? Because
yo,
I hear you. Hold on 1 second. Why is this woman smiling? Matter of fact, Plain, why is this woman smiling and he's not?
Yeah, I missed all this. I was getting logged in, so I got to catch up.
I'm bringing it back. You missed the whole thing?
Last I saw, she was sitting in them stirrups.
Sitting where?
Sitting in the stirrups in the doctor's office trying to get probed.
All right. But right now, she's smiling. Oh, man, I messed up. Okay, I'll bring it back.
I had to go to a fertility clinic for my unexplained infertility. I found out that one of my fallopian tubes was blocked from my previous ectopic pregnancy. And in my other fallopian tube, I had hydrosulfings, which is a toxic fluid. Therefore, I had to get.
So she had a toxic fluid in her other fallopian tube. You heard that, right?
Right. And she playing like this news to her.
All right, let's go.
my tube removed. Since both of my fallopian tubes are not functional, we decided to go the IVF. My doctor advised that I had to get my tube removed before undergoing embryo transfer. The first step was egg retrieval, which is where we retrieve our embryo, then tubal surgery, and then embryo transfer. Throughout this process, I received weekly acupuncture, which helped manage my stress and improve my overall blood flow. We were happy to hear that the egg retrieval was successful, and my next step was getting my fallopian tube removed. After the surgery, I'm now prepping for my embryo transfer. This whole process involves so many medications and injections. Alex was so supportive, a great injector because I can't stand needles, and he would even sing to me to distract me. Fast forward, I'm now prepping for my embryo transfer and taking antibiotics, and here we are on the day transfer. This whole
So, do you think Alex got a raw deal?
Of course.
Why?
Because just a traditional relationship is going to drain enough of your resources. Just, you know what I'm saying, dealing with these broad day to day for the average dude, and then to add all that medical expense on top.
Let me show you something.
And then she being all fake.
Hold on. Let me show you something. Do you think his family is proud of him that he can't just make a baby?
I mean, it's become socially acceptable nowadays. Like with all the rotten box out here, like there's a whole support network because they, you know, birds of a feather flock together.
Dang.
You know, his mom, so you know, they gon' yeah, like they done wreck their box too, so they not gonna knock her.
But what I'm saying is, damn, dude, he never grew up thinking that he was gonna have to do this to have a baby. I don't give a fuck what you say. That is not what he grew up thinking.
Yeah, nobody does, but men don't get like women support women only. They don't even like his sisters and mom, they gonna be on her side. You know what I'm saying? We don't get support for our disappointment in what we got to deal with. We just got to man up. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask a question. So, what about the fact that he had to learn about this after he was in love and married?
Yeah, that's the risk you take. But that's, you know.
See, you keep not trying to. You still blame the man for that.
No, it's just you got to take what come with it. Like ignorance of the law is no excuse. If they ain't up on their pussycat facts and they ain't thinking on their level, and they just falling for the okie doke, that's what you get.
But they don't know no better.
Ignorance is no excuse, dog.
But in this case, it is, because this is like
well, I mean, well, yeah, she hid it.
She hid it. She fucked him, knowing she was fucked up and in pain while she was fucking him.
But if he was up on game, he would have saw the signs. You see what I'm saying?
Good.
And
she would make up for it with sloppy toppy and everything.
Right, like he'd be asking it. Actions speak louder than words. Don't believe shit a bitch say. Believe only what you see.
All right. Well, after all that, she's a great person and she caters the ground that he walks on, allegedly.
Right. We ain't heard it from him.
But let's say that that's the case. But what about this whole pussy and child thing that has to go with it?
I mean, we as men, we just accept the consequences of our decisions, good or bad. We accept it and move on. You know what I'm saying?
And you happy with that?
It's not about happy or sad. It's just, hey, that's the hand he was dealt.
No.
Obviously,
let's battle. No, nigga, let's battle. Let's battle.
It's nothing to be happy about.
No, let's battle, nigga.
Are we battle rappers now?
Yeah. So let's battle right now. So my round starts like this. So you're happy with them able to learn everything and take advantage of the new technology and everything, and we still supposed to be stuck in the Stone Age and don't know anything and just accept it?
No. What I'm saying is we're not stuck in the Stone Age anymore. Like you can't run like most guys. Like women condition men to they encourage us not to know about this shit. That lets you know right there. This is what we need to know. You know what I'm saying? And
Let's move on.
Yeah, like
This whole process
we
began
got
in
step up our
January,
game for
leading up to
self-protection.
August.
Hold on, Plain. I got
The process involves so many medications and injections. Alex was so supportive, a great injector because I can't stand needles, and he would even sing to me to distract me. Fast forward, I'm now prepping for my embryo transfer and taking antibiotics. And here we are on the day transfer. This whole process began on January 30th, leading up to August 8th, our embryo transfer day. Here's our transferred embryo. We got lunch afterwards, and Alex stayed in bed with me to watch some funny movies. A week later, I found out I was pregnant. At 6 weeks, we were able to hear and see the heartbeat. It's been quite an emotional roller coaster of a journey, but we are so blessed. 8 weeks even. Due date 23rd of April. I share this with the intention of spreading hope and encouragement for those who've also dealt with
Yeah, you have it, Plain. You saw it?
What? She talking too fast for me.
I know. That's why I was stopping it every time, but you get the picture.
So what? Sum it up. What just happened?
They ended up having a baby without fucking. Well, getting pregnant. We don't know if she had the baby.
So this man gonna get put on child support without shooting up the club.
But he still get the fucker and everything.
I don't know, man. Well, you know.
You saw the end of that black girl story, right?
Talking about the one with the lean back wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like they getting on my nerves, man.
Here we go.
Just how they like.
Here we go.
I can't stand that Valley Girl shit.
Here we go.
These black ass Valley Girl with the kitchen naps in the back. Like, you is not from the 90210. Why is you talking like that?
It doesn't matter. All the boxes the same. It doesn't matter. You understand?
And you know, I asked the question. You made a post today about Bernie's appearance, and you went into the comments and did a screenshot.
Yes.
And they answered the question that I asked, like, what percentage of box is good, and it's the minority. The older they get, the older the pool gets, the less good boxes in it.
Bernie's in the house. Bernie, the star. Bernie is the star.
The MVP, the real MVP.
Now, let's start right here, Bernie. Watch this, Bernie. Your video, what did it say? Hold on. Your video got almost 9,000 views to this moment. And a lot of men agree with you. We're going to go into the comment section, Bernie. We're going to show you what you stirred up in the comment section and how the Pussycat Facts Report can bring men together. You understand?
The revolution will not be televised, but it is on YouTube.
Have you been here before? I can't hear you, sir.
I was on. Here you go.
Are you looking for love tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Bernie.
Bernie.
Yeah, like Bernie, man. Uncle Bern. Uncle Bern.
Okay, Uncle Bern. Where you calling us from?
VA, Virginia.
VA. How old are you?
49.
All right, 49. What you do for a living?
Logistics.
Logistics. You have any kids?
3.
How old are your 3 kids?
I got 2 twins. Well, my twins are 16, and I got a daughter that's 17.
Okay. Are your kids by the same woman?
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever been married?
Formally, yes. Yes.
Are your kids by your ex-wife?
Yes.
Okay. When did you get divorced?
2019.
2019. Okay. And what's your zodiac sign, Bernie?
Sagittarius.
All right. Bernie, VA, 49, Sagittarius, works in logistics. Dad to 3 kids by his ex-wife. What kind of woman are you looking for, Bernie?
Well, so yeah, man, I just came up here. My nephew told me to come up here. My nephew Gavin.
Bernie, make sure you stay in the camera.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my nephew Gavin and my nephew Walker, Mr. Walker sent me here. You know, just an average, down to earth.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Bernie. Uncle Bernie. No relation, but we big Unc though. This big truck driving Unc. All right. So I see people was kind of running with that part of it. So I guess we'll address that first.
Yo, we ain't playing, Bernie. We not playing. They gonna get this work. This was important. This was important. Watch the comment section.
Living in the real world, so you know, not real. Yeah, I'm listening.
I was gonna say, shout out to your nephews for telling you to call us up.
Huh. Yeah. Boom, chakalaka. You're welcome, Kendra. Kendra just gave us a shout out. Y'all doing some dark back 13.
I'm gonna tell you to call us up. What was you gonna say? I cut you off.
And my other nephew, Prince.
Okay. All right. So Bernie, what kind of woman you looking for? You said down to earth.
Well, yeah, you know, down to earth. I'm not really picky. Long as she got some decorum. I'm a little old school. My vibe is old school, so I'm a little mellow. I'm not really extravagant or out there or doing all the extra shit that go viral. Excuse my language, but so basically down to earth. Typical average female.
Okay. So tell me to ask you, why did you get divorced?
Y'all can see in this moment they start going.
I wasn't focused. Okay. Nah, like I said, I was. So I'm just old fashioned. I'm old school. I guess I would just say hygiene is a deal breaker. Hygiene. That probably be my main deal breaker. Cigarette smoker. Pretty much that's it. I think like a lot of times what I've realized since I've have dated, and I'm not saying this is all women, but I've come across the women I've come across, and it's not really fresh down here. I don't know if that's like a thing that's not taught these days. I don't know, because when I was a kid growing up, that was something that was kind of taught, passed down from the grandmothers. But nowadays, ain't too many grandmothers. The grandmothers are competing with the daughter, so I feel like that's like a lesson that's not really being maybe I'm wrong. I know, but from my experience,
you got to be real with the ladies. Ladies, he's saying make sure you have your pH balance together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So make sure.
Because I heard you tell a guy that it was his what he was attracting, and I don't agree with that, only because I can understand if you was in one place, but I'm in logistics, so I travel, and I've been in different, I've been in different states, and I've dated women from different states, and it seemed to be the same occurrence,
Well, there we go. Stankin' Kuda Kata everywhere. So he talked about Jay Prince. If y'all remember, shout out to Jay Prince.
These sisters always delivered it. He delivered it.
Like everything be looking on the up and up. But if we get
that you're trolling.
No, why would I be trolling? I'm dead serious.
Well, a couple things. When you just can't say you told me it's a guy attracted. You got to tell the full story. And the guy that I said that attracted that had like 5 kids and 2 possibles. He was extremely vulgar. And yes, I wanted him to realize. I mean, there are some women who take that very seriously and would never put herself in a position for a man to walk away like that. But those are top-notch women. And just like how men come on my platform and say, listen, you got all these kids, you might not get the best man. Well, fellas, you might X yourself out for a quality woman as well, which may include good hygiene. I'm not saying that that's for you, but.
So at this point, she wants to have a balanced conversation of equality, men versus women. At this point, Bernie is just like, okay, let's be balanced. Let's go.
The reason I brought that up is because you said I told a guy that's what he attracted, and I stand by that to the guy I told that to. If you got 5 kids and 2 of the possible, and you come on my show acting rugged and raw and looking crazy, I don't know how you think you're going to get the best of the best woman.
That is what Bernie was waiting to hear. The best of the best woman. That is an assumption that every woman that you meet is wholesome and pure. Let Bernie cook.
I agree. Now I agree with you because I didn't hear the full context. I just caught that part.
Well, no, but you saw who I said it to, so you had to see the.
I didn't catch the full context. I saw the part where you was like he had mentioned something like that, and then you said it was what he attracting. I think I tuned out when you was going in depth on that explanation. I was like doing other things, but.
But did you see who I was talking to? If you would have saw who I was talking to, then you would have knew what I didn't even have to go in depth. I would think him himself would be self-explanatory, but
I would think that man looking poor or whatever would be self-explanatory. So she wants to downgrade people. Let's go.
Like this. There are some beautiful.
Man, Jay Prince catches strays. I don't know where you at. She ain't wrong, though. Hey, y'all can't present anything up here on this internet. Y'all be So it is what it is.
She ain't off base. Off the funky box.
Growing up as a kid, I used to hear the word douche. You used to see the Summer Eve commercials. You don't see that no more. I don't see Summer Eve commercials. You don't see that. I don't hear people, like grandmothers or aunties teaching their young daughters or the young ladies about that. But not to go in depth with it. I'm just saying it just kind of supports what I'm.
Okay, there are some. I will say this: some of those products don't always have the best effects on women.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So,
that's why they stopped talking about it.
Yeah, like so those products are not always have the best effects. But I will say this, ladies: go to your gynecologist. Your gynecologist can always point you in the right direction. Also, drink a lot of water. eat pineapples and beer basic, clean yourself down there often. I'm a person who honestly believes that I think most people should be accustomed to 2 showers a day. Like you should really, we talk about the shower in the morning, but you should be in the mindset of, as a hygienic woman, you should take 2 showers a day. And if you work out, you probably should take 3 showers a day because you're gonna have a shower. Well, it depends on when you work out, but overall.
And I got 2 more deal breakers. So I'm an average guy, so I feel like this. I'm the type of guy we can negotiate. Like I feel like if you got a flaw and I got a flaw, we even. So I hear a lot of women say they don't want nobody with a missing side tooth, and I feel like if your hair don't grow more than 4 inches, then we even. So if you can't grow your hair and I'm missing a side tooth, then we even. So we should be able to like compromise. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then,
all right,
and
so
then
I gotta jump in because here's the deal. So my cousin, I don't watch a lot of the YouTubers who take I don't watch none. So I can't say a lot. I don't watch any YouTubers, but they're telling me you are a reaction person. Are you a person?
No, I am not. You could. I don't do reaction videos. I do not have a YouTube channel.
Okay,
I promise you.
So why do they feel like you? They're telling me you're a red pill troll.
I am not a Kendra on everything I love. I'm not a troll. I don't even know how to troll.
Okay.
And I'm not in the red pill community. I do not have a YouTube channel with like videos that support that type of dialogue. No, not me.
Okay. All right. So now.
So Kendra says, she started off by saying, I don't watch a lot of this content. She said,
let's go.
Oh. Endometriosis. We talk.
Okay. All I can take is your word because I don't know.
And my last deal breaker for when we talk about ED, I think it's only right that we also talk about fibroids and endometriosis and birth control.
Well, why
yeah, what I mean? Well, I just feel like it's an even lane because if men will get shamed for ED, like you'll ask us about ED, but ED is a mental thing. Like ED is like 70, 75, 80% mental, and the rest is just lifestyle. But endometriosis, fibroids.
Pause. We're talking about deal breakers. Do you have ED? Are you looking for a man?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
So if you're not looking for a man, then there's no need for you to even talk about ED.
Okay,
right now.
all right. I'll let that go. For sure, I got you.
So unless you're looking for a man, then help me understand.
Well, I meant deal breakers if she's shaming men. Like if she's shaming men about stuff like ED and stuff like that, I feel like then we should ask you about your, vagina. Like didn't you have fibroids? You had your fibroid removed too?
Sure.
Like did you discuss that? No, why would that be a try? I remember you made a video about that.
I asked in the beginning before you came on. I said, are you looking for love?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you're looking for love, what does my fibroid situation have to do with you?
Wow. Plain.
I mean, she's not an honest actor. We've already established that. Like she's just using debate tactics to get to a. She already know what point she's looking to make. And Bernie threw her off because she couldn't derail his. She can't derail them facts. They was hitting too hard and too fast.
He said, "Yo, don't." But then you have fibroids. She was like, "Yo, but what about my fibroids? What about it?" Like,
yeah, he made it personal. He made it personal. So I think part of her was she was taken aback, like, "Oh, you really been paying it?" Like, I think that might be when it sunk in, like, "Oh, this guy's serious. He pays attention to this stuff." Because most guys would have changed the channel once you started talking about fibroids. Bernie keyed in. You know what I'm saying? He was like mental note to self. You know what I'm saying? Captain Flaw.
Hold on.
He put that in
Captain Flaw.
I just think I don't even mind having. I asked you in the beginning before you.
Sure. Like, did you discuss that? No, vagina. Like didn't you have fibroids? You had your fibroid removed too?
Sure.
Like did you discuss that? No, why would that be a try? I remember you made a video about that.
I asked you in the beginning before you came on. I said, are you looking for love?
Yeah, my bad.
He said, "Why would that be a troll when you made a video about it?" Yo, Bernie ain't. Oh man.
I know. Like didn't you have fibroids? You had your fibroid removed too?
Sure.
Like did you discuss that? No, why would that be a try? I remember you made a video about that.
I asked you in the beginning before you came on. I said, are you looking for love?
Yeah, my
looking
bad.
for love. What does my fibroid situation have to do with you?
What does my fibroid situation have to do with you?
See how she tried to derail the conversation. No, he was just making an example. He ain't talking about you personally. Don't nobody give a damn about your fibroids, lady, except your scammer boyfriend.
Well, I don't know about that. She cares about it because she took the video down.
But that ain't the point he was making. You see what I'm saying? She ain't addressing the issues that he's raised, and she keeps trying to derail where he's going because she know she don't want to run off her stank pussy audience.
Like,
I just think it's. I just think it's.
I don't even mind having a conversation because.
Man. I mean, the internet will be the internet. This is dark trolling. I would suppose. Like you say, man, this is back alley. No street lights. All right. Oh man.
Ooh, the internet, Mr. X. Growing up in the hood, brother, I never thought I would find another place as cutthroat as the hood. Welcome to the virtual hood that is Beyonce's internet. Y'all know me. I'm done being gullible. I would feel bad, Kendra, if I have not experienced her come up here and condemn folks' unborn children and the
she done condemned folks' unborn children. See?
I mean,
now the reason why I say that is because this was alleged dark alley low, but they said, well, she's been lower. And when you bring the Pussycat Facts report and men start to say, well, hold on here. What you were saying?
Yeah. Like, how you gonna fix your mouth to talk all this noise and you got bad box?
a whole lot. Y'all know the stuff she just I shall not repeat it. Wild energy. Got dark, Bernie. Got dark.
The more you talk, the more goofy men become. But what does fibroids have to do with a man that has ED? Like, really help me understand that.
Because it's just flaws. Like, and so ED, when it's thrown around to shame a man, when ED is really just mental. ED is really mental. That's what I'm saying. Fibroids, endometriosis, side effects from birth control, all of that is biological. Like now your body is dealing with something that takes, you got to go through extra steps and whatnot to deal with that and treat that. And for some cases, it can last years.
Good job, man. That was decent. Bernie. That was decent.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, when we talk about these things, we let's just we can look at it from both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so we don't just.
Let me jump in now with ED. Since you brought up ED, I didn't know we were gonna be talking.
It's like 75% mental.
Cut me off, but you were talking. I'll let you talk. So I must feel like you're a man that must experience ED in the past. So if you have,
I did.
Okay, so you have. So
I got rid of it.
Only reason why ED comes up at times on my show is because women have experienced that with men at a certain age. And honestly, I feel like I don't think ED should be shamed. So if it comes across as shame, it's a natural thing that men go through when they get older. But you brought up fibroids, but a lot of times I've heard men talk about, they want a woman of a certain age because they want her to have kids.
Right.
Well, I say the flip side to that is, not every man has a strong enough sperm to have children.
Right.
It's a known fact that some men's sperm isn't even strong enough.
Right. Now we're all off base.
Yeah, talking about our sperm count and stuff. See, she just won't go tit for tat. She will not address you know what I'm saying?
No, I understand, brother.
Bernie needs to run for Pound Town City Council, man. He'll win in landslide.
So let's read some of the comments real quick. I'm gonna read some of the comments for you guys of what Bernie did out there. And one of them was really good. Somebody went and brought up some stats on these women. You saw it playing.
Oh yeah, they come with they coming out the woodworks now. They see, oh, okay, I ain't the only one been paying attention to this. I got some stats too.
Kendra have showed her true colors and that she is disingenuous. When Unc talked about the ED and tried to talk about women's issue, Kendra, she immediately cut him off. That is disingenuous.
Yep, a bad actor.
Here we go. This dude Hector, he put this up for Bernie. The medical facts: a significant percentage of Black women, ranging from the 26% in young women to 80% in women aged 35 to 49, are found to have fibroids on ultrasound. This is compared to 7% and 70% respectively for white women in the same age groups. That's what they doing because Bernie went up there and did that.
So what you think make up that 10% difference? Hot sauce and Lowry seasoned salt?
Yes.
Chicken wings?
Yes.
Motherfucker.
What they call that shit? This broil, seafood broil?
Oh yeah, the seafood boil. Oh my God. That can't be good for your pH balance.
Right.
Oh Lord have mercy.
So they said what we are seeing here is the real person outside of her facade. This is the real Kendra. Unfortunately, falling off the cliff, Kendra alter ego have exposed her to criticism beyond the show. How disrespectful you are to call out a man's family. Damn. Yeah, Bernie brought him out.
Bernie is the box messiah.
Yeah, Bernie is the messiah right now. Bernie is the Messiah.
But you had already picked, didn't you? When you always saying when you do the man auction, Bernie gonna be the main event. Didn't you
Yeah.
always say that he gonna be the one you saving for say the best for last?
Yeah, Bernie is at my man auction. He getting bought. You know, Bernie is that dude. She realized that the women on her show haven't gotten the man they desire. They just going after him, man. Oh, here we go. We got Hector winning again. Kendra got triggered with the fibroids due to 90% of black women. 2024 University of Michigan study will develop uterine fibroids by the age of 50. Kendra had her uterus removed. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Kendra had her uterus removed due to uterine fibroids tumors and can never have a biological child. That's what we knew. But I didn't know she had her uterus removed. I just knew it was a heavy fibroid surgery. I didn't know she had her uterus removed. Man. Wow. Yo, Bernie, you see what you did? Yo, Platt, what's good, Platt? Yo, Bernie getting Kendra cooked in the comment section. And this is the sort of camaraderie that I've been telling you guys what the Pussycat Facts can do. Bernie got 9,000 views. This is a clip of the video. Probably doing better than the live stream.
Bernie need to start a channel and get paid.
He will.
Ride the wave.
I'm sure he do. Y'all niggas been on this shit before me, man. You know?
Oh, I remember Beta Simp Life. Remember me and Dark Vader back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a blast.
Hold on. I'm on the floor. She got the heck out of there so quickly. Kendra claims she don't know. Okay. Here we go. Damn, man. I'm so happy that Bernie did that shit because Kendra trying to hide that, but mother got that out there.
Yeah, she got drunk and got roasted. He caught her off guard.
I didn't know she got a uterus removed.
She had her history rectified.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
That's what my granny used to tell my mom. You got your history rectified. I was like, damn,
Yo, Bernie got people commenting left and right. I'm over here laughing my ass off. Fam did what a lot of brothers been dreaming to do. Wow, Bernie.
Yeah, read the comment right above that.
Okay, we have a dating show. When you don't like men, Kendra projects a lot. She dated the goofy she is talking about and begged him for a baby. So what am I missing? Wow.
Right. She's been unlucky in love. But this is what women do. They take advice from people who ain't never done it. They seek bad advice.
Hold on, Plain. Hold on, Plain. Kendra always talking about people kids, but she can't have any.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bernie.
Fatality.
Up. That's what men coming together looks like. Wow. Damn.
It's sad. This is what it takes for us to have some unity.
But this dude, Bernie, is a horrible man. This dude,
a horrible man of culture.
Why is she so triggered? Damn, she needs a man real bad. See, it's all good with the money until niggas know you can't do nothing with that box.
Right.
and all you can do is do this money thing.
Do you think men care more about what do you think has more value to a man? Money or good box?
Oh my God, that's a horrible question. I would say money.
I would say good box.
Nah.
Money, because it's harder to find. It's more rare.
Nah.
It's more scarce.
Nah. I disagree with that.
So you'll stay with a broad that's paying you and she got bad box, wallless, bottomless pit?
And that's an extreme case.
Hey, you say money, cash rule. You Wu-Tang, cash rules everything around you, cream.
A bottomless pit? Come on, bro.
Yeah, bad, but she got bad box, but she got bread. You not the bread. She ain't enough money in the world for you to put up with that.
All right, hold on. Let me think about it. She is hurt and bitter, and she living in a fake reality behind fake hair and lashes and face cake. But yeah, everyone wants you, Miss Kendra. Damn.
I remember her boxing investigation, though. I'll never forget that.
Oh, me either.
She had that little monkey was poking out the bikini. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, it was crazy. They took us down.
Right when we got to the good part, man.
Right.
Oh, but shit, oh man, I don't get it. Why do women objectify themselves with how they dress and present themselves and over sexualize themselves, but then when we do it, it's a problem?
Well, it's not about over sexualizing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that whole attire, everything about them is promote sex. They're more obsessed with it than we are. Because that's their tool. To us, sex is recreation. To them, it's a vocation.
And she's I mean, it was wonderful. I wanted to have children, and we needed to find the best option for me to stop the heavy period and the anemia, and to be able to have children. So Dr. Barrett did on May 23rd, later on in May, of 2019, she did a hysteroscopy, I believe it's called, where I lay down in a stirrup, and she put like an ultrasound thing inside of me in my vagina, and then she like moved it around and was like looking around at my uterus. And I mean, not inside of my womb, just on the outside, to see like what was going on. And she did see some fibroids, but she saw that they were fibroids that needed to like have surgery. She couldn't just like take them right then and there. So she explained to me like what was going to happen. She even showed it to me. Like that was the first time I had like actually seen it. It wasn't like an ultrasound video. It was an actual like camera inside of my vagina looking around. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cool. She's like, yeah, you see this right here? This is the fibroid that's sticking out of your lining. You might have another one that's sticking inside. So I'll check to see if you have that via ultrasound. So I was like, okay. So then I had an ultrasound, and she got all the information that she needed. And in August of 2019, I had my first myomectomy, which is where they go in and they take out your fibroids. So she had clocked 2 fibroids, and they were about 4 to 5 centimeters. And so she went in to get them, and she went in August to get them up through my vagina, and she couldn't get it out. She said that they had calcified, they were very hard, and it was like she didn't have the proper tool that could possibly cause issue with having children, right? So she wasn't going to go in and take them all out, just the ones that were probably the biggest, that were causing the heavy bleeding and would cause issues with children later. She did tell me that the fibroids would grow back, but as I'm getting older, they're not going to grow back as fast. And even then, like depending on when I choose to have kids, it's not something that I needed to worry about right then and there. So I was like, okay, there's still time for me to find a partner. There's still time for me to do whatever, you know.
Here we go. Playing this your part right here. Watch this.
Who knows what this year could bring? 2020 is going to be an amazing year. You know, it's better than 2019. It's such a lovely number, clear vision. And then 2020 hit. You know, we all know what the hell happened then. So my periods remained the same. They remained crazy. And I then had an epiphany that I can't wait for a partner. I cannot keep putting my life on hold, not hold, but keep putting this having children on hold because I'm waiting for someone to help me, because I know I need help, right? I know that it would be beneficial for me to have help. I know how hard it is to raise children, and to have somebody whose job it is to also help me rear and raise these kids would not only be best for them, but it would be best for me. I need time. I'm an introvert to a certain extent. I need like an hour or 2 a day of nobody talking to me, so that I could like rejuvenate. And when you have children, you really can't have that, you know? So I was really thinking about my mental health and everything when it comes to that. But then I thought about the fact, like, what if I reach 42 and I don't meet somebody? There's too many factors that can stop me from doing what I want. And so what am I waiting for? So I made the decision that I was just going to be a single mom, and I was going to go to the sperm bank and get some sperm. I started saving up money July 2020 to start going to the fertility doctor to see what was up, so that I could do my IUI or get artificially inseminated, is basically what I thought I was going to do. So I started.
Plain, what you think about that?
Listen to what she said. She said, I made the decision to be a single mom.
Hold on.
How do
It takes a real stupid bitch to want to be a single mom, okay?
How do you consciously make a decision to put yourself in a disadvantageous situation?
Because you don't care about what you bring forth towards the black community.
That's pure delusion.
It's destructive with box. You understand?
Box destruction. We're headed for box destruction. Heavy D rolling over in his grave.
What's up with you, man? Yo, what's good with you? That's fucked up to say about your black sister. What's wrong with you, man?
They're relatives. Ain't no kin of these folks. I got two sisters, and I talk to them just like this, and we be tripping. We keep it real.
Did you see light skin?
I ain't see this one.
Oh no! Dang.
So I'm gonna tell you guys all of my symptoms when I was diagnosed, what I'm doing about it. I'm gonna tell you all of that in this video. So grab
Cute
your
ass.
Oh, gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Just like Cassie. Drop dead gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Do you think she trapped that man or not?
Them the most ran through boxes. Give me a butterface, man.
Listen to the story, man. Come on, be nice.
You may or may not know what a fibroid is. Well, fibroids are non-cancerous tissue that sticks to your uterus. A lot of doctors don't know, which is why I want to bring more awareness about it, because like I said, I didn't even know what fibroids were before I was diagnosed. They come in all shapes and sizes. Mine personally is the size of absolutely crazy. But before I get to that, I'm going to tell you guys my symptoms and just my whole story. So my husband and I got married in June of 2021.
My husband and I got married of June 2021. Pay attention, Plain.
And we wanted to start trying to have kids in January of 2022.
We wanted to start trying to have kids in 2022. You follow along so far?
I'm with you.
All right.
So I have been on birth control for 13 plus years.
Oh.
What does that mean? Classes in session, Plain. So she got married in 2022. They wanted to start trying to have kids in 2020, whatever. But she was on the BC for 13 years. What does that mean?
She's done damage.
So she knew her box was in certain conditions when she met her husband, right?
She didn't know, but she know it could be.
Cool. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
For several years, okay? And this was my first time getting off. So I knew a lot of changes happened in the body because you're off, the birth control. Well, as months went by,
I knew the changes to your body would happen once you got off of birth control, because she was on it for 13 years, meaning she didn't let her body mature. You understand? And
think of all the raw dogging she was doing them 13 years.
But she started to get off of it once she got married. Let's just understand what's really happening. Okay? Are you with me?
Oh, she's springing a trap.
I'm just saying, are you with me? She get off of it once she got married. So everything you said is true, but she gets off once she get married. Okay?
I still not getting pregnant. I realized that my periods were super, super heavy, like more than usual heavy, and I didn't think nothing of it because I just thought, I was on birth control for so long, they kind of controlled my periods. So maybe now that I'm off, maybe that's just how my periods are, So I kind of didn't look at that as a sign at that time, but my periods crazy heavy.
Bernie, you're right, Bernie. Yo, y'all niggas support the show, man. Hit the Cash App, man. Bernie is right. He knows that if that man had the Pussycat Facts report, he wouldn't have stayed.
Right. Then I would get like these cramps in between my periods where it would feel like I'm cramping, but I'm not on my period. So that was my second sign. My third sign is my back pain. I had back pain like to the point where when I'm in the shower, I couldn't even bend over to scrub my feet because my back would be hurting. And that happened a lot. So add all of those up.
So do you think he would have been able to hit it from behind the way that he wanted to, Plain? Plain, you got to unmute. You got to unmute if you want. But yeah,
here we go. See, they give their best to the worst dudes and give their worst to the best dudes.
Oh, come on. I'm talking about this man.
Yeah, she got a good man. Now she finna sandbag on his ass.
So is he able to fuck this pussy any way that he wants to by what you've heard so far?
No.
All right, let's move on.
On top of not getting pregnant, mainly the main sign for me was not getting pregnant. So, you know, when you're on birth control, everyone always tells you like, oh, when you get off that birth control, you're gonna get pregnant quick. Or they tell you when you get off the birth control, it's gonna take your body a while to adjust and it's gonna take a little while to get pregnant. Well, naturally you hear both sides, but honestly, I'm thinking, shoot, I'm gonna be pregnant by February or at least March. Like I'm planning a baby shower already in my head because of course I'm gonna be pregnant.
You heard that plane?
No, I ain't hear
come
that.
on. This dude. Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, you heard that?
Run it back, man.
So, or they tell you when you get off the birth control, it's gonna take your body a while to adjust and it's gonna take a little while to get pregnant. Well, naturally you hear both sides, but honestly, I'm thinking, shoot, I'm gonna be pregnant by February or at least March. Like I'm planning a baby shower already in my head.
Why was she planning a baby shower plane?
Because she's running a play.
Classes in session. Help the other brothers with money. Why was she planning a baby shower?
Because she knows she got her a mark. She running a play. She running a long con game. Con stand for confidence. It's a confidence game. She got that man confidence. Now she finna abuse it.
Oh man, let's go.
Of course I'm gonna be pregnant. So as March goes by, April, May, June, it's like, what's going on here? Why aren't we pregnant? So I went to my OBGYN. Mind you, I'm super healthy. Like I never need to go to the doctor other than my yearly checkup. I'm, what is it, healthy?
Yo, that man thought he had a dime. Yo, this portion of the show is sponsored by Bernie on the Cash App. You niggas don't let Bernie be alone. Hit the Cash App, man. This is class in session. You will learn how to use this. You can get the Pussycat Facts report from this name on the screen.
I'm donating my talent.
Go over there and get your Pussycat Facts report, B, and use that shit on this name on the screen. Go over there and get your Pussycat Facts report, son. This portion of the show is sponsored by Bernie with the Cash App. Let's go.
As an ox, healthy as a cow, whatever the scenario is, I'm healthy, okay? So I went to my OBGYN, which I've been going to her for years, since I moved to LA, which has been like 6 years. And I'm telling her, like, you know, we're not getting pregnant yet. I'm having like these cramps. My period's super heavy. Like, is that normal? So she recommends me doing an ultrasound. So at that point, I'm like, well, what's fibroids? And she tells me, and she's like, I recommend you getting a myomectomy. Well, anytime I hear anything about surgery, I'm already opposed to it because I'm just like, nah, I'm cool. I don't need to do surgery. Like, it can't be that bad. I'll figure it out. So she recommends that to me. I go home. I do tons and tons of research. I start to read how, you know, fibroid causes infertility. It causes heavy period, back pain, just all these different things. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is everything I have. So my doctor, my OBGYN, she refers me to get an MRI done. So we can really see like the size of it, how many, because you can have multiple fibroids on your uterus. So I get the MRI. I'm going to show y'all the picture.
I'm not going to let y'all see this.
Any bigger than that, I don't want it. Get it out, okay? So I was very adamant at that point on the surgery. I ultimately decided to get the myomectomy basically just off of personal reasons, you know.
Plain, she said she opted to get the myomectomy based on personal reasons. Hold on, classes in session.
That's vague.
What? No, hell no, that's not vague at all. Classes in session. What have I taught these people of what her personal reason is?
Oh, you got me on that one.
Well, will they have babies under any condition?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to do it to the man that they married, which what could happen? They're locked in with money, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's the personal reason.
See, she's been doing research on the legalities more so than the medicalities. She know all the legal loopholes to trap a nigga with. So now she's trying, but you know what I'm saying? She's trying to figure out
how to get that baby, right?
Yeah, how to pull off this heist.
Right.
damn the baby, damn the dude, she got to go shopping.
So do you think she's totally upset that she can't get that man that baby?
Like I said, everybody's different. Some people are against surgery. I was definitely against surgery because I had my tonsils taken out and had a very bad experience with that. But you know, after a lot of praying, a lot of research, a lot of just talking to people who have had this surgery, I ultimately decided to do the myomectomy. Once again, it's not for everyone. That's just my personal take on it. Now, had I caught this sooner, had I known what fibroids were years ago, I might have caught it when it was smaller, and I could have did something about it where I wouldn't have to get surgery. But I'm personally doing the surgery because fibroids do grow. So if it's already the size of basically a grapefruit right now, I don't want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then a real issue comes about. So that's why I'm taking action on it right now. A lot of women, you can have fibroids and it not bother you at all, and you don't do anything about it. But personally, from my journey, since we're planning on having kids, I definitely want to get rid of it right now.
You understand? You understand? Because we are planning on having kids. I got this man trapped. It is what it is. We gonna have these babies. What if they come out autistic and handicapped? I don't give a damn.
They don't care. Hey, I think they maybe they want special needs kids, so those kids depend on them even more, and they can get sympathy and possibly some government assistance.
I'm not doing that with you. Let's move on.
They want to check
After the
baby.
surgery, there is a 6-week downtime, and you have to wait 3 to 6 months to conceive. So we won't even start trying again until later on next year, which is totally.
So he can't even fuck this pussy down to the ground till next year. Do you think he got a good deal so far because she looked good?
That's like having a Ferrari that you just keep in the garage.
Nah, that you got to drive around the hood. Like,
No, you can't even drive it. It just sit. You just look at it.
Damn.
Put that box in a museum.
We're not in a rush. We're just, honestly, I got off birth control because it was like one of those things where you're like, okay, we're married. If it happens, it happens. But we're not stressing about it. God's timing is perfect.
God's timing is perfect. What have I taught you? God's timing is perfect on how that man should be able to have a child with her. Do you think anything contributed to her having this misfortune that she did with her life and her pussy playing?
Actions have consequences, brother.
Brother, we're trying to help people here.
Who are we helping?
Everybody that's listening.
Yeah.
You out here playing.
I'm out here playing.
True that. But nevertheless, what I'm saying is this. We're trying to help the brothers by saying, like, okay, did she said, yo, God's timing. And I'm asking you by the evidence that you heard, do you think anything she did contributed to her? I guess I meant to say, what type of things do you think that she did help contribute to her messed up stuff?
Let's see, 13 years.
There we go.
No, I'm saying
There
how long was she married?
There we go. You're
I'm
right.
trying to do some math.
You're right. You're right.
Because I'm trying to think. Well, you know what I'm saying? She might have been on Backpage. She might have did something strange for some change, rolled that pole, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All that good stuff. And you know, hoe and take a toll.
Right. And 13 years.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So her actions, and so the physical activity and the chemical activity is like a you know, that's a toxic combination. Like it's so.
Hold on, we got a question for you. If she was leaving it up to God, then why was she on birth control?
She just found God.
When
she decided to get off birth control.
I thought you had it after she got the man with the money in the ring.
Right, exactly. After she got off birth control and found a man, now she found God.
All about the man and the money, man.
Yep.
So it's all about. It ain't about nothing else. Now she talking about God, but nobody's supposed to believe. Well, let's just keep going on.
Being on faith, so whenever it happens, we know it's going to be the perfect time. But after about it, God's timing is perfect. We're being on faith, so whenever it happens, we know it's going to be the perfect time. But after a myomectomy, you do need time to heal. So we can't start trying again until they recommend 3 to 6 months. Also, there are some downsides to having a myomectomy because you have to get C-sections whenever you do get pregnant because there is a chance that your uterus could rupture during delivery. So they recommend a C-section. Another reason why I decided to do the myomectomy surgery is because of how heavy my periods are, I found out that I was anemic, which that's not good long term. I was losing so much blood from my periods that I now anemic. So that's another factor that you got to consider with the heavy periods. Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, okay, yeah, your period can be that heavy. No, I'm anemic. Okay, this is crazy. The surgery is tomorrow, December 28th, 2022. I'm not nervous. I'm more so excited than anything, so we can, start that journey. I'm super excited to see what happens after all of this. But like I said.
Now, do you think this is a nice person by keeping this man trapped playing, or you understand? Instead of saying, look, just go ahead, man. You deserve 3 boys.
No, they don't. Their brain don't work like that.
Damn.
It's me.
I want her to make your point. She's gonna make your point. If you didn't see this, watch this.
In this video was basically just to bring more awareness about this because I had no idea what fibroids were. And after telling my story and when we posted it on my husband and I channel, Loving Slim.
Look at your homeboy. Look at your homeboy playing.
Well, it's
good
the
man.
Beige invasion. They're gonna have some little beige babies and try to take over the world.
Everybody's story. I had so many messages from women that said they've been through this and are going through this and their testimony. And honestly, that's the only thing I want to do. That's the only thing I want to bring from this is my testimony and showing you guys our journey. Although the doctors say there's no cause of it, they don't know what it's caused. I personally, if you want to ask my opinion, I have no medical credentials. I personally think it was because I was on birth control for so long.
You heard that playing?
She didn't read the fine print.
No, she made your point. She was like, yo, she know better. She knows she messed that box up.
She knew the risk you take. You know how when they have them ads for medication,
right?
And then at the end they start talking fast with all the side effects, may cause seizures and death and blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Right. She didn't read the fine. She knew. She knew she basically threw the box on the roulette table and crapped out.
Well, I say she knew her box was failing before she got married.
Right.
If you want to ask my opinion, I have no medical credentials. I personally think it was because I was on birth control for so long. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that. That is just my personal opinion. I think because I was on birth control for so long, that definitely played a role in me having fibroids.
Need we say more? She did it to herself.
Man.
Need we say more?
Don't turn up on her. Give her some grace.
Need we say more?
Give her some grace, man. Don't turn. They know not what they do.
Oh God.
Praise Jesus.
I'm super healthy. I mean, I eat junk food here and there, try to thick a little bit, but I'm fairly healthy. So I really think that birth control played a part in it for me. I just want to bring more awareness to my fibroid journey, and hopefully this will help another woman get checked early, see if she has fibroids. And there's a lot of natural ways you can get rid of fibroids. There's a 30% chance that fibroids can grow back even after you have the surgery. So there's natural ways you can get rid of fibroids. There's natural ways to have them not come back. So like I said, I just want to bring more awareness. I just want to let you guys know, ladies, get checked, get your wellness check. Just ask your doctor for ultrasounds to make sure everything's good. Your MRI.
You heard that playing?
Man, yeah. Now she promoting preventive health.
Yes. What Kendra won't do.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, brother.
I know one thing. She wouldn't give a damn if it didn't happen to her.
Ooh.
That's what I do know.
I mean, it's you familiar with main character syndrome?
Yes.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Oh, I mean, I show y'all that all the time where they tell these stories and they never highlight the husband. He's the one going through this shit. He's the one that made the bad choice. He's the one that's fucked.
Yeah, he the one suffering in silence. Look how happy they be talking about they
bad box.
I mean, they just like they all these videos they are presenting pleasant and happy, talking about talking about pure genocide. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, these are succubi, man. They are made of ether straight from the hand
Come
of Satan.
on.
These are not humans, man. These
Come
are
on.
demons. These are semen demons.
Normal period. February, normal period. However, in November, I started having these really bad stomach pains. Like my stomach, oh my gosh, y'all. It felt like someone was taking a wire hanger and pouring it on the inside of the stomach. And my pelvis, like right now, like just, I remember being on the phone and having
God damn.
it was like gut wrenching. I was laying down and I did that move. I was like, because it hurt so bad. So I called the after hours doctor and I'm like, look, bruh, y'all, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bro, something ain't right. I need you to fix it. What can I say? They already diagnosed me with aspirin stuff. So I was already taking a omeprazole, wasn't working really for me. Because I'm like, I don't think that's what this is. Like, this is not what this feels like. He's like, look, if it still persists, you need to go to the ER tomorrow. All right, cool. I wake up the next day and it's persistent. Not really even in my stomach anymore. It's in my pelvic ridge. It's like my left side of my pelvis, baby. She is not letting up. I'm Googling, because Dr. Google tells me everything I need to know. Dr. Google said, baby, it might be your appendix. I don't even know if I got that. Do I have it?
Oh my God.
Right. So my mind is my appendix. That's the only thing that makes sense. Take it out. So we get to the ER and they immediately take me to the bed. They're like, because I was doubled over. I couldn't move. Like I was in that much pain. Do the CTs and all of that. They give me an IV and give me medicine to immediately bring my blood pressure down because I do suffer from malignant hypertension. So my blood pressure would be through the roof. Their main concern at that point was stabilizing my blood pressure. They didn't really care about my stomach. They was like, you're going to be all right. Let's get the blood pressure down. Whatever they gave me, I went to sleep. I was knocked out. When I woke up, he comes in the room and he's like, so you've been dealing with fibroids for quite some time now. I ain't never dealt with them. I don't know them. Never dealt with them in my life. I didn't even know they lived here. So let's talk, right? Because I'm confused. And he says, well, we compared it to your previous scan. This is something that's new. Apparently, it's definitely new to me. And he was just very like, I'm not even going to say nonchalant, but just very like, girl, you going to be all right? Sir, I'm not because I'm in pain. Like, it's excruciating pain at this point. So he said, well, the great news is your appendix is fine. You're great. You do have a bit of diverticulitis. Okay, cool. But let's get into what we just talked about fibroids, sir. He's like, yeah, you'll be fine. Like, I mean, this is pretty common, especially with Black women.
Yo, diverticulitis took out Brock Lesnar and these gladiators shrugged that shit off like a common cold. Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, I heard it, man.
Diverticulitis. He like diverticulitis. Oh, that ain't nothing. What else you got for me?
No. See, you always, for you to be such a mean person, you find a way to be nice. You said diverticulitis. What else they got for me? No, diverticulitis, yo. But this pussy's more important if I want to do something to men.
Oh, that's their weapon of choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm out of bullets.
I told you they'll do you in discomfort. It don't
they
matter.
out of bullets, so they just out here pistol whipping us with the box. They can't shoot us. That's why they settled down. That's why they settled down. They had they had a whole phase and killed the box, and then they want to settle down with a sucker like me and make my life hell.
I'm gonna need you not to write me off like that. I'm gonna need you. Granted, yes, a lot of things are common with Black people. That does not mean that I want it. That does not mean that it's supposed to be there, right? Just because it's common doesn't mean I want it. Yes.
Is it safe to say that she's one of the people with the bad pussy? Because the people that don't have it must have the good pussy. That's one of the other benefits of the Pussycat Facts report. See that? Because she don't want to have the pussy that she has. Not you, Black man. Her. When you get up in it, it's all good.
I like how you slide in your product placement and change the tone, change your voice and everything. Are you read? Do you have like a cue card up where you say,
no,
or a timer say put PCF? And you like got to read the ad.
Sense, man.
You like Black Howard Stern.
Crazy.
But look, I got a question.
Go ahead.
And I got a follow up. What tea you drinking today?
The same time, man. She bought me a $300.
Sam's Club.
$300.
Okay. Leonidas.
So when I went down to get the groceries, I had stuff for me, because she. Oh,
you get.
Your phone went out.
I'm upset, right? I'm very upset because I just didn't really feel like you really took me seriously, sir. I felt like you was just kind of like, all right, we got your blood pressure down. It ain't your appendix. Talk to your gynecologist. Have a great day. At this point, my symptoms are I'm extremely nauseous. I can't really eat much. Every time I eat, I keep feeling like I'm about to throw up. My stomach is very like y'all. I'll insert pictures. Matter of fact, hold what you got. So
there you have it, brothers. That's not because she was eating.
And as you can see right here, is what we're dealing with right now. Fast forward, they're like, take some Tylenol, follow up with your gynecologist, and you'll be fine. Like, this is common. I get that. If one more person tell me it's common, I get that. Like,
now, if one more person tell her it's common, and if one more person tell her it's common, well, why the black men? Why you don't have that common conversation with the black men, Bernie? Why she don't commonly? Why Kendra G ain't want to talk about it, Bernie, if it's so common?
Oh man, my bad. I had technical difficulties. What I missed?
No, that's fine. Let's continue.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Here we go.
I had a follow-up question on the green tea. What do you put in your tea? You say you want questions. I got questions. What you put in the tea?
Bullshit. Agave.
Agave. That's it.
That's it.
And green tea is high in caffeine, right?
Yeah, but I don't.
I'm just saying, as opposed to some
brother,
teas
can
that
I
have no
answer the
caffeine.
question?
It's a
I
yes,
don't.
no
I
question.
don't leave the tea bag inside. I only just do a little light dip. You know?
You steep it, right? Okay. And what medical benefits do you feel you get from that?
And now that's a great question. I'll have you know that drinking that tea with the agave and not sugar and all that other bullshit, and releasing all of this information that I have stored inside of me. When I went to the doctor, he said my blood pressure's fine. He said everything's nice. I was like, wow, I was surprised. You know what I mean?
Hey, me too, bro. I'm telling you, man, this channel is such a stress release.
I was like, wow.
I'm thinking I'm finna get a cancer diagnosis at best. And this man tell me, oh, your cholesterol is like 2 points high. Everything's normal. I'm like, you lying. You lying, man. You set me up.
I said, I did the same thing. I was like, wow. So because I ain't did shit but do this. I was like, wow.
That's what I'm saying. You telling the world what God love and God gonna take care of you.
Unbelievable.
The truth. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't normal, right? This ain't normal. To my primary care doctor after my ER visit, she says, yeah, your stomach is a lot larger than the last time I saw you. Mind you, she just saw me in September. She looks at my stomach and she's like, oh. And I'm just like, what we saying, Alpha? What, ma'am? Excuse me. Excuse me. Ma'am, what we saying, Alpha? So she's like, Tootie, let me just lay back, let me feel around. So I lay back on the table, she feels around, and she says, oh. I'm like, again, why are we saying, oh, doc? Doc says, well, your uterus is that of someone who is 22 weeks pregnant. And I said, yeah, run me that test real quick. Just go ahead and run it here. Just let me get that from you right now. Hand it here. So she laughs and she says, Tootie, you're not pregnant. I'm like, yeah, but we don't know that. Let's just, yeah, because Mira was pregnant and Mira didn't know she was pregnant. Mira was betrothed and she got sold. So run me the test so I can make sure. Did the test and of course it was negative. And she was like, Tootie, we're gonna figure out what's going on. Just relax. No, I'm not relaxing. Like I'm doing the most at this point. My doctor, we're very close. So she was very fully prepared to deal with my shenanigans. Okay, I was like, well, look, can we take them out right now? And she was like, take what out? I was like, I don't know, whatever's making my stomach big, because baby, I got abs under there and they need to be, we need them to be front and center. She runs more blood work. She checks my level. She's like, you may need another transfusion because your iron is severely low.
Are you ever serious? She don't even take her own health serious, dog.
You need a blood transfusion. Unbelievable.
If I was a doctor, I would have 603 to committed a 5150. I'm like, okay, I'm telling this person the harshest, worst shit you could hear, and they cracking jokes and kiki and ha-ha, and I'm finna get you some Risperdal in your life.
Because she's embarrassed that her pussy is fucked up. Gotta understand.
But she's also insane.
I'm passing.
Right. We're both right.
Blood clots the size of my thumb. So she says, okay, well, let me feel around a little bit more. So she feels around a little bit more. And she's like, does that hurt? Does this hurt? And I'm like, yeah, that definitely hurts when you're down there in my pelvic bone. And she's like, okay, well, I'm not a gynecologist, but I do want you to try to get your gynecologist appointment sooner. My appointment for my gynecologist wasn't until the middle of March. I get a call. They're like, we're gonna move your appointment up, closer. So they moved it up 2 weeks. Cool. Fast forward, I get to my gynecologist appointment. This is my first appointment with my new gynecologist. Super nice, cool. She looks at my visit from the ER. So she says, I definitely understand how you feel in terms of wanting this out of you because it's not something that should be there. So I'm like, okay, she made me feel crazy, right? She made me feel heard and valued. So I really appreciated it. And then she said, are you familiar with what fibroids are? I was like, no, I've Googled and, I've since watched videos, but prior to this diagnosis, no ma'am, wasn't aware that I had them. She said, do fibroids run in your family? Let me stop you right there, sis. We ain't that kind of family. So
Hello.
I would know their medical history. So it's very important that you know your family's medical history, especially your close family, because had I had those conversations, I would know that other people in my family have suffered from this same thing.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
If it runs in your family, if you're African American, there are a few other factors that can contribute to the development of fibroids. Although,
see all this stuff they put up there now. See.
All right. Can I make a point?
Yes.
Every hero and villain got a what?
A story?
An origin story, exactly. You see where I'm going already? Let's talk about the origin story of the American black woman. I'm going to keep it real quick. We know that as time has gone on, the truth will come out. Basically, if you claim an FBA or black in America, your ancestors were basically prisoners of war, sold off into slavery. They weren't throwing nets out at the beach like on Roost, just catching random Negroes. They was getting POWs, right or wrong. Right. They were selling out their own people. So the guys that they got were the warriors that just got caught slipping. The females that they got were what they call village wives, the what we call a bop nowadays. You see what I'm saying?
Let's go.
So that spirit is rooted. It was rooted and they picked them type of women for the sake of breeding. Like we have to acknowledge these historical facts to understand why we act the way we do now.
Hold on. Breeding with or by who?
Whoever they tell them to. So they have to be.
In your estimation, who?
With whoever they tell them to.
Give me something.
They had them breeding. They had them inbreeding. They had them outbreeding, upbreeding, down to whoever they tell them to. So in order for a feminine creature to be able to be a breeder indiscriminately, being ordered by somebody to breed, you didn't even your choice. You have to detach mentally, spiritually, emotionally from the womb that's in your own body. And that's what we fighting with to this day.
Well, I mean, I agree with most of your stuff. I thought you was going to add in with as far as the ancestors, how they was raped by whites as well. I thought you was going to add that in. But you tried to say everybody, so I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But let's move on.
I'm saying you got to look at the big picture to understand.
Right, but you can't underscore a filthy white blood mixing in, and you can't.
But that ain't the. That was just a small percentage. That was a small percentage because on the plantation,
we're in America.
Listen, the white man was the minority on the plantation.
Not in a it don't matter. He had rum shot.
Yeah, but he can't outfuck these bucks.
He could send them to their homeboys and let other people fuck them as well.
Yeah, but the bucks knocking the bottom out of it. I mean, ain't leaving no scraps.
We saying the same thing, brother.
But I'm just saying we gotta get into the nitty-gritty details. I'm not speaking of the detail. I'm talking about this happened then, and look at what's happening now. There is a direct correlation.
And I'm saying the same thing from a health standpoint. Like we have different, pesticides mixed in with our DNA.
Right. So the fix is it's the same fix for everything. All black problems come back to the same thing: mental slavery. You gotta free your mind, and your ass will follow. They can't do it, bro. Can't nobody take you to the promised land. You gotta want it, and you gotta go find it for yourself. And that's the struggle of every black person in America. Each one of us is on our own trying to free our mind from slavery.
Here we go with this bullshit.
Like what causes them specifically is unclear. Let's run it down. I'm fat, right? I'm cute, but I'm fat. Yes.
You need to be up here helping with this box. But it was a great story. But you got to let the video
I just did. I just
They
did.
have short attention span. You got to be
I
fair.
just did. I planted the seed, brother. I
All right.
planted the seed.
Good.
I'm black. I may even be ugly, but thank God I'm here. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Fat, black, family has them. Pre-existing health conditions, high blood pressure, those type of things. But there are a list of others. I'll link an article down in the description box below if you want to read up more on fibroids. She does the pap smear because I was actually only there for a pap smear because my appointment for the fibroids wasn't until like a week or 2 weeks after that. It just so happens I got fibroids now. So now we got to discuss that too. So she says, okay, we'll do, I'll get a sample. The pre-cancer screening is negative, so you're good, okay? For now, anyway. They schedule the next appointment. So she orders another CT scan. I get the other CT scan back and it tells me that my fibroid is like that big. Cool. So that was what size the largest one was. Post-it note. I'm like, all right, I got a post-it note. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's all I thought I was going to have to deal with. That's going to be easy. She calls me and she says, hey, we got your CT results. We're going to discuss them with you. We also, at this point, based off the CT, we need to do a transvaginal ultrasound. That is what I did not want to do. So go to the appointment for the transvaginal ultrasound. Sis, stick their probe up in there. I'll insert some footage. Oh, it's up there. Take it out. Can you reach it?
This dark thing down here.
Nasty
thing come up
bitch.
on this screen. It's huge.
Distracting these medical professionals with her shenanigans.
Nasty bitch.
At the first CT scan. I said, what size is that? Because that looks large. She said, it is very large. You need to get that out of you. I said, I know, sis. So she said that there are several. And after that, I go into the room and wait for the doctor. Doctor comes in. She's like, how are you feeling? That was the first time anyone had asked how I was feeling. So it kind of caught me off guard. I got a little choked up. I was like, I'm a little nervous. So she was like, it's fine. It's perfectly normal to be nervous. Let's talk about our options. I said, okay. She said, remember I told you before, we could go in laparoscopically. So you wouldn't have an incision. It would just be the 3 little marks similar to when you got your gallbladder removed. I said, okay, perfect.
Damn!
That's not going to be an option. I said, because why? She said the size of it. She said, we're not going to be able to do that option because we can't remove it laparoscopically because it's too large. She said the other option is us to remove it vaginally. That's not an option. Also, meds to shrink it weren't an option at this stage. It's larger than what your cervix could dilate.
Wait, pause, man. What's she say?
Picture because I was just
come on.
What's she say? I'm saying she did a little edit over voice. What she say? They can't shrink it either.
Right, because they said you cannot have it out of your vagina because your cervix wouldn't open up that wide or some shit like that.
So basically, it's like it'll be like a wrecking ball coming through there.
Right, you gotta take it out your gut.
But they, man, and
confusion. The procedure that I have to have is a TAHBS, so total abdominal hysterectomy with the I'm gonna put the word right here. I'm gonna put the word right there. And what that is they're going to remove everything.
Whoa!
So yeah, my uterus, my fallopian tubes, everything, the cervix, all the stuff you need for a baby to be in here. Baby can't be in here. So no more kids for me. They're leaving the over.
Okay, so maybe she got one. Maybe she got one.
Oh man, I feel bad now.
Me too.
Oh, that sounds inhumane.
It is fucked up. What happened to when women just used to get their tubes tied? That's the only freakiest
shit. Bro, I think this been going on. It just with the internet, the information superhighway. If you looking for something, you're gonna find it. It's gonna come to you. It ain't like being in the papyrus, the analog days. In the digital era, like you knowledge be seeking you out. Your brain tired of absorbing information. And
True.
Constantly coming. It's like, man, I'd be tuned out. I can't take no more.
Yeah, I was. Oh, yo, that's very important, man. So that means you just reminded me. We got to do some more live streams because I got to get you and the rest of the guys over to the other channels. So we got to do that because you right, man. This stuff be killing us, man.
Yeah, man. Like,
but it's such a relief.
Getting it off your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, man, I be really wanting to analyze this shit, but when you start talking about this, man, you the bad guy.
Yes, but also you know within your heart that you're caring.
Just like Dr. Doom, a true villain believes that he's right. And 9 times out of 10 he is. It just ain't a popular opinion.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. That shit. Something like we always say. This stuff even makes some of the toughest of us sad because it's our sisters. You know.
Nah.
Here we go.
Nah, it ain't got to do with sister brotherhood, none of that. It got to do with just basic humanity. It's hard to see a human being suffer like this and enjoy it. The sickness of their mind, how they so flippant about it and just crash out on self-destruct. Like, that's the part that breaks my heart. Like, what a waste of box. What a waste of humanity. You got a whole life, and this what you choose to do with it? That's what get me.
Damn. It is messed.
What are you? Not who are you? What are you? To eat, like, how is your brain wired? Are we dealing with? I now start to believe all them conspiracies. Remember, like 8 years ago, everybody talking clone this, clone that, everything a clone. I'm starting to believe it now. You got to be a clone because you lacking just a basic human soul. Like the shit that just God, your instincts that God put in you for self-preservation are gone. I can't relate, bro. That shit, that's the part that turned my stomach. And then I think that's the majority. Oh my bad. I'm surrounded by these troglodytes. I stay in the house, bro.
Dang. Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, just pounding beer so I ain't got to think about it. But this is a total disappointment from being a young man and actually getting out in the world, trying to make some of myself, try to make a difference in a positive way. Always focus, even if I'm doing, even it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Even when I'm being a total degenerate, I'm still respectful. You see what I'm saying? Of my fellow man, a human being. You know what I'm saying? Just because we doing grimy shit don't mean we grimy. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers really grimy from the inside, and I can't relate.
Dang.
So I don't have no lot of pity. That's why I just talk like I do, because I'm like, how am I care more about you than you do?
Dang.
It don't work like that. I'm matching your energy. You don't give a fuck about your life. Well, guess what? Me neither.
Dang.
I mean, bruh.
Dang.
I mean, I'm just making it plain, just doing my job as a co-host, man.
No, I mean, once you start talking like that, I got to show you what's going on. What you saying, you're talking about humanity. And this is what our sisters are doing with humanity.
Right. It ain't about
I had to put it on the screen so brothers can understand what you mean in case they think you just talking.
Right. I'm just stating facts. Observable facts. These ain't even opinions, man. Look at what's happening. And I don't negotiate with terrorists. You know what I'm saying?
They tore this community up.
But, hey, there's only so much inhabitable space on the earth. And there is such thing as too many people. So things happen for a reason beyond our understanding. But make sure you go on the side that's going to benefit.
They tore this community up, King.
I mean, it was torn up from when was it solid? As soon as it got solid, we get bombed. So we can't never shine like all the way. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many during Reconstruction, how many black cities got turned into lakes? You know what I'm saying?
It's whatever, man.
Whatever. That's what I'm saying. So, man, I'll shed a tear in the pillow later, maybe, but as soon as I get out the live, I ain't studying that shit. Yo, bad.
You niggas will let black women take you out of humanity. What's happened to you niggas? Are you kidding me?
But are you out of humanity if you try and if you engage with them?
No.
Or are you trying to bring them back to humanity, knowing they incorrigible? You know what I'm saying? Unredeemable. Can't be. You know what I'm saying? Recidivist. Cannot be rehabilitated. Don't even want to be. They think they doing the right thing.
I saw you agging Bernie on Mr. Walker. Right. You shut that shit down. Yo, Bernie killed it. Bernie killed it.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
Bernie
man.
killed it.
I was an inch higher the next day. I was standing so tall. I felt so proud to know this great man of culture.
Yo, Bernie, I definitely call it mean, but that man he's solid gold.
He was not mean at all. He was very
No, not
polite
at
and
all.
hospitable.
Not at all.
The way he presented himself was very hospitable and low key. He did not. He ain't get up. He ain't go down. He was consistent and on message.
Hey guys, what you're seeing on the TV is how women are conceiving babies now. Okay.
In the kitchen.
What you're seeing now is the new style, how women are bringing life to the Black community. And, you know,
Man.
on top of everything else that I've been teaching you.
I mean, by cutting us out the deal, aren't they doing us a favor?
Yes.
Okay.
But it makes the point that child support is only based on you, sucker.
Hey, man, I take that personal now.
I don't matter. Look, they're willing to do this to bring in a deformed baby and not have child support.
So who gonna pay for all the additional healthcare costs for the special needs baby? The government? Us, the rest of us?
Is what it is.
But I don't sweat welfare, because if you look at the national budget as a pie chart, welfare,
Brother, stay with me.
all that is a little bitty piece.
Inhumane.
All right.
Inhumane. Fuck all that human shit. Inhumane.
How he said they look possessed by evils.
Sorry, man. I need you to stay with this because you're not gonna keep getting away with this garbage, sisters. Cause y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Unknown substances in their body. It's all a joke.
Well, this what happened when you go to Dr. Google instead of the OBGYN.
These bitches are administering needles and inhumane acts.
Mom, order a baby off Amazon now.
Yes, literally. Bought the sperm from Amazon.
What's your baby name? Amazon Jenkins.
Yeah, guys.
Amazon Junior.
It's worse. What the Black woman has done is worse than your mind could ever imagine.
No, it's not. I'll be trying to tell you, man. You ain't said shit slick to a can of oil. I know the depths of degradation inside these gladiators.
It hurts, man. It hurts.
It don't hurt. It really don't. Now it's to the point like you can only hurt so
They
much.
got the men in on it.
But I'm saying it only hurts so much till you get numb, and once you're numb, then it's fun.
I am numb and it hurts.
Then you're not numb. You need to get some more of this bullshit up in you.
I am numb, son. I does it all, and like you say, you see, I never take y'all to the ovarian cancer because that's when I start laughing and
Oh, you going? Yeah, I ain't trying to go to hell.
Right.
Straight to hell. I want to make at least plead my case.
Ovarian cancer will make a grown man cry.
No, I don't. We ain't getting into that.
You hear me?
We ain't getting into pink ribbon territory. This is rough enough.
And that's how you say that's the level we stay. We stay on the low level.
Man, stay in line because what's the longest you've had a channel?
I guess this would be.
Exactly. You figured it out. You figured out something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's I do? Yeah, man. Just stay in the pocket.
Dang. But it
Stay.
ain't doing shit.
Well, just no, there's no way. No, bro. You are shadow banned. That's all that is.
When I just had like a bunch of I saw a video this week that it's a trend for people to say that they have PCOS. And I, as someone who does not have PCOS but has endometriosis, the rise in women feeling comfortable exploring their reproductive health, learning about it, and actually fighting to get diagnosed is becoming more of a thing, and we're feeling empowered. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with social media. I think it's a great, fantastic thing, and I feel like it's so irresponsible to just come on here and be like, everyone says they have PCOS. A lot of us do have PCOS. A lot of us do have endometriosis. It's really widespread, and actually we spent years and years and years trying to actually get diagnosed. The research on all of these conditions are so
Hey, yo, Prince.
the question is,
yeah.
All right. Look, you like I won't go and give your flowers now. I'm gonna say this, and time will show. Like we're giving them, we're using humor and bluntness and all this bullshit we do over here to give them a comfort zone to openly and lift the shame so they can openly discuss these issues instead of not taking care of it out because they don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Normalize it. If the majority of women in a certain age group are suffering like this, like if we see a trend where this is normalized, we all know who started it. You see what I'm saying? If you don't never get credit, bro, I'm giving you credit now. You know what I'm saying? You might not see a bunch of other folks gonna get rich off your movement before you do, but you the movement, brother. You like you psyched them out. You beat them at their own game, and I give you credit for that.
Thank you, brother. Now you heard what she said. They all got it.
That's what made me say that. When it started sunk in, I'm like, this is a boxademic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this man love the box so much. He trying to save the box. Like that's man against nature. This your Moby Dick. You know what I'm saying? You Captain Ahab.
Oh
and
boy.
you fighting a war there can't be one. And you still fighting. And I salute you, Captain Ahab. Get that well. Get that motherfucker well. But when you get it, it's gonna drag you down to the bottom of the ocean with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucked up.
Is it a trend?
The biggest tip I would
Yeah, they say you the Nikola Tesla of the box, man.
Huh?
They say you Nikola Tesla. You like a mad genius of the box.
Whatever, man.
See what I'm saying? Humble.
I went from this to this in less than a year. And right here, I'm 2 months pregnant. My doctor told me I'd be struggling with my PCOS symptoms for the rest of my life. But here thicker than ever, stomach on flat. And I just popped out 2 kids back to back.
Wow.
Naturally.
Wow. That's nice. That's nice.
Wait, what
now,
you just said?
Hold on. Now, what happened is this. When the women pussy work better than the other pussy, oh, they hold that in your face. Oh, it's serious.
Hang it over your head like the sword of Damocles.
Yeah.
At any moment, the other shoe might drop, so you gotta be on your best behavior.
Yeah.
They line up around the corner for just a whiff.
Take the victory while you can.
Mm-hmm. And a victory lap, goddammit.
Y'all niggas are some of the worst people that I've ever encountered.
Word. Birds of a feather flock together.
No, I'm not in with you.
Oh, okay.
Y'all niggas are the bad people.
Oh, okay. You just this your whole ploy just to bring us out and expose ourselves as
Right.
is the horrible men, while you the saint of all saints.
Right.
Now that's diabolical.
Yes. And actually, we even spoke to, if you look at my past two lives that I spoke with ethnobotanist Francis Moran, he spoke about a lot about some local goods and how that can help. And also Patty Garcia, she's a midwife and also an expert on women's alternative health. And she spoke about how she uses like womb massages and vaginal steams to help with these symptoms where a woman has is not having periods regularly, and also to deal with the pain. So there are some ways that can help. For me, um, it's always a combo of exercise and eating well, but it's very difficult to stay consistent on that. I think this year is the first time
Yeah.
I'm
I think this has been one of your best efforts in trying to maintain your diet. Yeah, I know I say diet, not trying to diet to lose weight, but diet to eat right, eat the correct things, eat well, eat to be the healthiest version of you. I think that has been a consistent effort for this year because it has been a struggle
Yeah.
for a very long time. And the exercise is really number one. Zumba instructor really take it up a notch. I sat in on a class the other day. I actually did it, and I have to apologize. Zumba is a really tough workout. I am accustomed to weights and push-ups and swimming 10 miles, but that Zumba thing, just to keep the coordination.
And so what would they call it? Like the one that's not too restorative exercise, like walking, resistance training. Feel sometimes feel like, but I'm sorry to say, like diet is like, and I say us because I need the help too. There's one thing, saying that you're gonna eat healthier. It's another thing when you go to try to buy healthier things and it's you know expensive. But I mean, you could do a market run. Like guys, I'm starting to feel for vegetables.
And that is a big deal. That is a really, really big deal. I want to believe that I've been a positive influence in kind of my own brand of vegan, looking on healthy alternatives, and it has been a journey. That I know could realize that it was kind of also causing some underlying issues as well.
Yeah, I would say Darren is very different to how I.
Well, anyway, she got that shit.
Oh, I would like to imagine that it kind of takes some of the pressure off of you. If we're gonna have a child, we're gonna have a child. There is no two ways about it. And if we can't physically have a child together, then we could always adopt, because that was one of the things that I want to do still. And we talked about it. Everybody needs to have it.
See that right there, Plain? You heard that?
He said if we can't have a child, we can't have a child, but what?
But we can adopt. What you think about that?
I think this is the origin of an abusive foster family. You know what I'm saying? This how it start with bad box. They can't have kids. She bitter. She got her a simp under her thumb that's gonna do her bidding, and then they say, hey, instead of adopting and paying for it, let's be a foster family and get paid for it. And here come, you know what I'm saying? Here come the horror stories.
Is there any nice bone in your body? I mean, they
I'm just
point,
analytical, man. I'm analytical. This is
how the man's a good man. He's with the
I
woman
don't
with the
know nothing
bad
about
box.
these. Why you be? Why
He's a
everything got to
good
be good?
man.
There's no such thing. Nobody's good. Nobody's bad.
He's a good man.
That's what they presenting on camera. You got to always be aware when you looking at somebody on camera, they are in character. We the only people keeping it. We the only idiots being ourselves on the internet.
Brother, he's with the woman with PCOS.
Oh man, but they present a facade. He gonna say everybody when the camera's on, they say what they think they supposed to say, not what
That's
they really
not the
think
point.
is.
The question is, do
Bullshit.
you think he got a raw deal?
I'm telling you, his future. They're gonna end up with felony charges for abusing them foster kids.
Brother, you can't say that sort of stuff on the internet.
Oh my bad. Allegedly.
That's why you can't. You gotta be nice. What's wrong with you, man?
Allegedly.
What's wrong with you?
Papoose for you, man.
Damn.
Oh.
Yo, Bender, don't gas this nigga up, man.
All right. All right. All right, I'm gonna stick to terms of service, but when I stick to terms of service, I get roasted.
I don't
Y'all
give
think
a
I'm
damn. You don't do that.
all right? Yes, sir.
You
This
know?
your channel. I'm gonna respect your household, man.
That's messed up to put them people all the way there.
I'm full of them beers, man. You know, by the time I get on here, man, I done did a couple of 12-ounce curls.
That's fine, but my goodness, brother.
But hey, just keep up with them. Keep up with them 5-10 years, and if I'm right, you can't talk to me like this no more. You see what I'm saying? You got to address me as profit plan. All right, just pay attention. I know, you know what I'm saying. I don't be wanting to know this shit, but I be seeing it before it happened, bro. They got the wrong motivations to even have a baby. They too selfish.
Dang.
Being a parent is the most selfless thing you can do, and if you go into it selfishly, that produces jacked up kids emotionally. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Especially
It's
when they ain't your blood, huh?
right. Well, what
Nah,
you give a
I
damn?
ain't lending to your bullshit. I ain't lending to your bullshit.
I got you. I got you.
I ain't lending to your bullshit.
But it ain't there in the back calling my name when I spent more money on spilt liquor around the world in bars than you make. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think I'm not gonna let you waste this energy. I think I'm gonna come back. I think today, because she went to she called me, she said she was at Costco. So I get a quick day. I probably get to make me a sandwich or something like that. So I'm gonna do that, and then I can play around with the immigration and the Diddy stuff, and you can cook.
All right. Well,
Because the dude Kid Cudi went on there today.
My gladiator on the way. So
Oh, you playing real?
But hear me out. If like I'll throw up a sign or something, let you know I'll throw up like a football helmet, let you know the gladiator in the place, and then we can't talk no gladiation.
Well, I ain't gonna be talking no gladiation.
But I'm letting you know, man, because I'll come up live with her, but with no gladiation.
No, none of that. We talking about Diddy and Kid Cudi.
Right.
All right, that's a date.
A date, man. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, get your gladiator. We're gonna have a double date online. Roast Diddy and shit.
Oh boy, you going too far now.
See, exactly. See,
Going too far now.
Yeah, man.
I don't want no trouble around here.
You
You know what
I already got more than I can deal with.
I'm already in a setup. They out there buying something that's supposed to be for me. So I'm doing shit for you. See, I'm already in the
Right.
bag.
You getting in the hole. She
Right.
putting you in the hole,
Right,
man. Now
right.
you got to do some shit, come up out that hole.
Yo, I ain't asked for shit though. You see what I'm saying?
Pimping is pimping, man. You know how this shit go. You gotta put them in the hole. She
I
got
ain't asked for nothing.
It don't matter. You got it. Ooh.
Yo, I'm on the computer.
Yeah, you minding your business. You holding
I'm in
down
the
the fort.
hole.
Yeah, you forever indebted.
Unbelievable.
she making sure you know who's boss.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Hey, you asked for that shit. You signed up for that. But you know what? You playing it right, because even if the shoe's on the other foot, she still, even if she ain't had nothing, she still be trying to run you like the boss. It's just how they are.
Right.
They like the money ain't what make them a gladiator. It's the attitude.
Oh yeah, spirits and behavior.
Yep. I got a fucking broke gladiator. I'm like, what, man? That's why I started listening more. I'm like, man, I really need to start paying attention, because this ain't how this shit's supposed to go.
Right. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. You just tapped in. Why you gonna love the other channel? Because we over there with it. You gonna love it, man.
Man. Well, you know, I just keep it.
I've been popping videos on it every day.
And it ain't even. You would think the algorithm would know I'm a fan.
No, I didn't release any of them yet.
Oh man, what kind of shit? I got you. You like to have them stored up in the bank.
No, I got to get some of you guys over there first. You know, unfortunately.
But we so horrible. Why you need us if we the most horrible people you know?
You like to have a good laugh.
You just want numbers. I'm like,
No,
okay.
I want to make my brothers get a good laugh. When you see this shit, ain't nobody, you know my thing, ain't nobody on the internet talking the shit that I'm talking. You gonna love
True
it.
story.
You gonna love it.
So this more of a public service channel. The other one just pure comedy.
Yes.
Right. Well, you know me. I don't tell lies, but I tell you a joke.
Unbelievable. All right, man. I done ran out, man. She on her way anyway, so I'll get with you guys on the next one. We're gonna hopefully y'all come back for the we're gonna do some Diddy or something like that.
Yeah, if you do some Diddy shit, I might come up.
All right, got you.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, hey, the pleasure is all mine.